Hello, gamers. Hello. I'm gonna go hook up my Xbox One X. And then I'll see you soon. See you there, gamers. Hello, gamers. I'm back and I'm ready to party. Ooh, that's zoomed in. Oop, nope, other way. Go. How are we, everyone? Oh, my arm. I have some big news for everyone. I am a 29-year-old woman and I just got my driver's license. I'm licensed to drive in the state of California, and I guess elsewhere too. Once you got a driver's license, you can't take it back, right? Guess you actually can. But anyway, this is big for me. This is big. I'm legally allowed to drive. I probably never will. But I can. Oh, it really tickles me. It tickles me so much. uh anyway, it is so warm. I think I'm gonna take my sweatshirt off. I can venture into rural void now. I know. I can do so much. I can rent a car. I don't know. Other stuff too, probably. Big donuts at Joshua's Tree. Yes, I do honestly want to go to Joshua's Tree. Okay, I have to take this off
Congrats.
My glasses. Okay, I did it. Thank you, Elmo Go Potty. Congratulations indeed. Whew, it's toasty. 15 months. Mm, 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 mm. License to drive. License to drive. I've had my learner's permit so many times. And now I have the license. I never have to get a permit again. It expires in 2027. I must renew it. Do not make me have to go through everything again. Don't do it. I can't believe I have a driver's license. Truly, who would have thought? Who would have thunk it? Who would have thought? Oh, it makes me laugh so much. Ooh.
Yeah.
Well said, Robert Ross. Also, Crunch Slam Chest. I don't know if you're here, but I am drinking from my Soda Stream water. Mwah. I love it so much. It changed my life. For a long time, I hemmed and hawed about getting a Soda Stream. Crunch Slam Chest gave me a very generous push to getting one. And I'm so glad. I am glowing. It's true. I'm over the moon. I have a driver's license. GTA San Russell. Yeah. Realistically, I don't think I'm going to drive all that often, but it's nice to have it. It's also like I've been on trips where everyone's like, we're going to do go-karting, and I'm like, I don't have a driver's license, so I guess I can't. You know, stuff like that will happen, and I'm just like, you guys want to do like four-wheelers? Well, all right. I guess I'll sit out, you know. But anyway, this is very exciting for me. Never thought this day would come. The year 2022, I got my driver's license. Oh my god, it makes me so happy. It makes me laugh so much. Look out, California, get off the road. I'm on it now. Perfect way to round out the year. Well said. It's also, honestly, I've been riding a motorcycle for so long, and obviously it's a much different mechanic to drive one or the other, but I feel like I am so hyper aware when I'm on the road because anything can kill me that I think it will make me a better driver. Again, not that I'm gonna be. Oh my god. Daily Bean. I didn't hear about this. That was a thing I saw in like comments trickle down, and I'm like, I have to piece what happened. But anyway, stoplights are a great way to meet people too. Dude, you joke, but like on my motorcycle, I ride a Honda Monkey, and it's people like the bike, which me too. Great. But it also means that I will be at a stoplight and then people will roll down their windows and be like chatting it up to me. And I have like a helmet on and I'm like, I can't hear you. I'm sorry. But truly, that happens pretty regularly. Rent an RV. Oh my God, that'd be so fun. I'm sorry, but I just had to start by saying it. Do I drive stick or shift? I stick or shift? Fascinating to call it shift. I know how to drive a stick shift. I haven't in a long time, but I could make it work. I mean, I have to, like, my bike isn't automatic. Most motorcycles aren't automatic, so I understand how, like, a clutch works, the mechanics of it. I think I would do fine behind a stick shift at this point now. Because it was like when I was first learning in high school a billion years ago, it was on a stick shift. I love my Honda Monkey. It's so fun to ride. It's perfect for putzing around the city. Big Honda Monkey fan. I was able to pay it off really quickly too, relatively affordable. That's the thing is everyone's like, motorcycles are cool. And I'm like, yes, they are, but also they're really affordable. Thank you for gifting a sub, Anonymous, to Hunting My Dress. 57 miles per hour on that monkey. I have, so I don't take it on the freeway, my monkey. Just for those who don't know, a monkey, it's a pretty small bike. It's 125 cc's. And I would say your average bike is close to like 300, 350. High engine ones would be like 900, 1200 cc. That's basically like the horsepower, like the strength of the engine, how fast it's going to go. So mine's only 125, you know. It comfortably goes 35, which is perfect for LA. I can get up to 45 no problem. I have done like 55 before. If you get like a long stretch, I can like do it. But it's not like not supposed to. I do have a friend who took a Vespa onto the LA freeway though, which I think is wild. But anyway, yeah, 125s are so fun. It's just like such a light little putz around bike. I love it so much. It's so comfortable. Truly, I could wax poetic forever about my Honda Monkey. Anyway, Anonymous, thank you again for the 2 gift subs. It is appreciated. That's was a power move. I know, dude. I know. Anyway, we are about to play more Pentiment, a game I really enjoy. I think we are going to finish it. I hope it doesn't make me cry, but perhaps it will. I don't know. Not for me to say at this point. But I'm going to play Pentiment, and hopefully I won't sob, and then I'm going to go out, and I'm going to buy Casey Malone a Christmas gift, and I'm going to burp, and I'm going to get some wrapping paper, and wrap my gifts tonight. And then I think also I will probably, what's it called? Gotta get Casey a gift. I gotta get wrapping paper. Oh, I gotta get a litter box. This is not really relevant to y'all at home. I'm just remembering what I gotta do this evening. Gotta run some errands. Tater Tot's gonna be staying with my neighbor, and he's gotta shit in a box while he's there. So I gotta get the box for him to shit in. Mousefanger. I know, Mousefanger being pet was really good. Did I succeed not crying the rest of yesterday's stream? I did not cry once. I will say there have been a lot of tender moments that I'm like, oh my god. That if I was playing on my own, I could see myself definitely crying. But on stream, sorry losers, I bottle up my emotions. Let's get started. Boop. Oh, Tater Tot's on my bed. He's on my bed. He's chubby and cute. It's also such a relief to, sorry, look at my ID. I'm not going to show y'all because it has my address and full information. But anyway, I also have like a real ID finally. It's very wild to have a California license. It's so colorful compared to a New York one, but I do kind of want to show off my picture because it's really not good, but I'm not going to. Not going to. Okay, Pentiment no cry run. I'm trying. Okay, so last time we played, I did the second part of the mural, and I think I honored kind of Saint Mary, I guess, and Virgin Mary, as that seemed to be a part of Tassing lore. And I'm sort of going with the more mythical lore and less of the, like, here's literally what happened, because I think that's more interesting. But now we have to write letters sort of to start the next day. Okay, now, oh, it's also nice because it's snowing. I know everyone's got the bomb cyclone coming in, so they're getting cold and comfy. I'm going to zoom in a pinch. So anyway, I think we're gonna start with a nice cozy end of the stream, especially because I won't be streaming next week, so we'll be off a bit. Anyway, now I only have the final part of the mural to finish. How should I paint the revolt? Dad always talked about how the archdeacon was the only one seeking justice in those days. But what was his name? The only name I can remember is the name of the archdeacon who came to Tassing when that baron was killed. Jacob Estler. Maybe he wrote an account. Is it Jacob? Jacob? Ooh. I'm gonna call him Jacob. Jacob Estler. Maybe he wrote an account of the revolt as an archdeacon. I'll write to him and ask. And of course, I need to write back to Esther too. I'll write to them tonight before bed. Okay. Should I go? I'm tempted to go to the woods. I want to throw logs. I want to see if I can throw logs really quick. Jacob? Okay, we're going to try to throw some logs. I want to see if that's an option. To throw some logs. Because that seems quite fun. But I don't think they'll let me. But I want to give it a go. Could it be by the waterfall? Where would the log toss be? Is that a thing I can do? Have I missed the opportunity to throw around some logs? I'm guessing so, but... Okay. Whoop. Throwing logs is a euphemism for taking a dump in the woods. If only. It was a thing that the big fellas in town, the strong men, were like, we throw logs with each other. You can come. And I'm like, I would like to. It seems fun. I'll go up to where Smokey is, and if they aren't there, that's fine. We'll just go write our letters. Again, I really like Magdalene's storyline here, because it's just nice to, like, not have to... I don't feel as worried about, like, missing stuff, which is good. Okay, doesn't seem like the log boys are here. Moving on. I love the, like, sunset. Oh, nice. Okay. Yeah. let's write our letters and go to bed. Boop. Alright, where to begin? I'll write to the Archdeacon Jacob Essler and see if he can tell me about the revolt. I'll write a letter to Esther too. I hope the courier can make it through the passes before winter. Me too. Jakob Estler, former Archdeacon of Freising. My name is Magdalene Druckrin. I'm an artist in the town of Tassing in Upper Bavaria. I believe you passed through our community when you investigated Baron Rothvogel's murder at Curacao Abbey in 1518. Do you remember anything about that case that the people in Tassing might not remember? Particular, someone writing notes. Oh, any evidence that might suggest some sort of larger conspiracy? I'm gonna say larger conspiracy. I am curious about the notes, but it didn't seem that relevant for him. Like, I really want to know who's writing these notes, but I'm gonna say larger conspiracy, because that encompasses everything. Thank you for any help you can give. Magdalene Druckrin. I have to put my sweatshirt back on. Got all steamed, remembering I have a driver's license, and now I'm cold again. Dear Esther, I hope you are well. You must know how tremendously happy I am for you and Simon. And Alicia, too, of course. And your parents. It warms my heart to know that your family is doing well. By the time this letter reaches you, I expect winter will have enfolded Tassing. It's already a freezing night, so I've reorganized the workshop so the inks don't deteriorate. Do you have to worry about that in Prague? You've said it snows, but I always imagined it was warmer in winter. Dad's condition is so much worse, and he's in so much pain. Dr. Stoltz has been, well, he's a useless asshole. Only God knows why he's such a bitter old man, but he's neglected Dad almost entirely. Some days he just doesn't show up. Even if he does, he just snaps instructions at me and rushes off. I just wish I understood why. I worry about Dad. I've asked Agnes for help, but there's only so much we can do alone. He's not going to make it, and there's nothing I can do. Christ, I'm scared, Esther. The mural is progressing well. I love the immediate change of tone. Anyway, my little painting's going good, but I can't shake the feeling that someone is following me. I keep seeing this figure around town. After I explored the mines to see Tassing's early history and then again in the Abbey ruins. Oh, I guess it was what's-his-face at the top of the... Okay, I'm still thinking about Master Mueller, and is he the one writing the notes? Because that would suck and make no sense. If that's how this ends, I'm going to be upset. Anyway. No one else in Tassing has seen anything, but some of the nuns say they've seen ghosts. It's the person who attacked my dad. Why are they following me? Whoever it is, I'm sure it's not anyone from Tassing. But what do they want with me? Let's say... Yeah, I'll do the last one. It's the strangest thing. Given me a fright a few times already. But I don't mean to worry you. Nothing's happened to me yet. I think I'll be safe. The only good news I can share at the moment is that the mural is almost finished. I should have it completed by Christmas, or soon after. See, we're playing a holiday game. Before the new year, at least. Then perhaps, at long last, I shall be able to visit you and meet this Simon. Anyway, I fear this will be my last letter of the year. The Reichspost has already been late and reported worsening snows through the passes. We seem to be stepping into a harsh winter. Stay warm and give my regards to your family and Simon. Yours always, Magda. Cute. Okay. Makes you think how much of established history is just some dude recalling things and people going, yeah, sure, why not? Yeah. I mean, isn't that the whole thing? Is like history's pretty biased, all things considered. Not that I'm saying anything new here, but... Ooh. How did this get here? Uh-oh. Uh-oh! Stop. I love the music for this thing, though. This is just like the note Dad found. Are they trying to scare me? And if I don't stop, are they going to try to kill me next? I need to ask Dad about this. It can't be a coincidence. He's dead. I'm gonna be so sad. But he's been so weak, I don't want to upset him. I just need to wait for the right time. I hope there is a right time. Should I sleep or talk to Papa? Alright. What's up, my man? Okay. He doesn't want to talk to me. I guess I just gotta go to bed and hope I don't get murdered in the night. Don't really see what else I can do. You know? Xmas Eve cat litter run. You know, it's not Christmas Eve yet. I guess some people celebrate Christmas on the 24th. That's the real Christmas Eve. But yeah, I gotta buy cat litter and Christmas gifts that I have not bought yet. Okay. I'm scared. They're gonna kill me. What do I do? I should sleep elsewhere. I can't wait to see the mural all finished. They have to show it to me. Just hold it in. I'm scared. I'm scared. Pretty sure this dude's not gonna chill with us, but I don't know. Something. Alright, well, just off to bed, I guess, to get murdered in our sleep. Don't know what else we can do. Naziu is just chilling. I don't understand this dude's deal. Why is he in town? Alright, well, wish me luck. Hope I survive. It's late. I should get some rest soon. Go to sleep. Alright, what do we got? Little shoesies coming off. Brush the hair. Just the one side, though. Don't want to overdo it. Okay. And lie down for... Get under the blankets, girl! Cold outside. I can't sleep unless I have a blanket on me, you know what I mean? Even if it's, like, warm, I need, like, a sheet or something. Otherwise, I just feel so exposed. Okay, so we didn't die yet, considering it's December. Or December. Okay. Maybe smoking weed. That's a good idea. Nobody uses the blankets in this world, I know. Freaking messed up. Oh, Mr. Struckrin, only one letter for you today. Who will it be from? The pass is nigh impossible to traverse, and the heavy snow is hard on the horse. And me! Anyway, happy Advent, my dear. Okay. Thank you. Same to you. I like her little shawl. Doesn't really work with her big head, but I do quite like it. Oh, let me just do a little boop and boop. Okay. Ah, reply from Jakob Estler. Jakob. Mistress Struckrin. I do recall the Rothvogel case, though it has been over a decade since I have served as an archdeacon. I am no longer associated with the office of the Prince Bishop. In fact, I am no longer associated with the Catholic Church. If you do not mind conversing with a Lutheran, I will tell you what I remember. I investigated several murders as archdeacon, but none had the curious specter of conspiracy that haunted Baron Rothvogel's. After the peasants burned Curacao, I read a report suggesting that a conspiracy was behind the murder of the town carpenter as well. Wait, they killed Lucky? It was around this time that I did some research of my own and found the death of Father Journot's predecessor, Father Matthias. Really? While no one suspected foul play at the time, I had reason to believe that his death may be connected to the other two murders. If this is the case, a serpent has lain coiled in the bosom of your community for decades. It may lay there still. What causes this serpent to awaken every few years to a strange new killing? I fear that finding the answer to that question may draw you into its reach. However, if you are determined to find the source of the trouble, I believe you must inquire with your neighbors. I urge caution in your investigation into this matter. If the serpent merely sleeps, it may be dangerous to poke into its old resting places. I hope this has been of some help to you. May God bless you and keep you safe. Anyway, I killed an innocent man. Jakob Estler. Okay. Interesting. No reply from Esther this time. It must have been delayed due to the heavy snow. The postman said I won't receive any more letters until spring. I better get back to the Wrath House then. Still more work to be done. All right. Oh, shit. Okay. A few days are passing. Oh, shit. If it says the 23rd, I'm gonna scream. Okay. Good morning, Dad. I finally caught up on the mural, and now I can start the final part today. I promise I'll get it done. Magdalene, I'm proud of you. Thanks, Dad. I'm sorry Dr. Stoltz said you can't come to the festivities tonight. I know how much you love the Perchtenlauf. It is a Germanic folk ritual celebrated around Christmas time, which the townsfolk dressed as Perchten and drive evil spirits from the town to protect it in the coming new year. I don't know if y'all know this, but I can also drive evil spirits because I'm licensed to drive cars in California now. Ah, there's always next year, right? How are you feeling? Dr. Stoltz said he would come by again today. Fine, fine, I'm fine. Are you sure? Do you need anything? No, go on. I'm alright. In fact, my spirits are lifted today. It's Christmas Eve after all. Of course. He's been bedridden for so long, dude. What's wrong? Dad, I found a note back in November. A note? What do you mean? It was like a note I found in your plans for the murals. Just a scrap of parchment. It looked like it came out of an old manuscript. Elaborate writing, purple ink. It just said, stop. Do you know where they came from? Who wrote them? Magdalene, Oh god, that must be Otts. He said he dropped by with more firewood. If you know something, I'd like you to tell me, alright? I know, I will. Can we talk about it later? This man's gonna die before the end of the thing. Alright, Dad. I'll tell you, I promise. Alright. Lazy Piranha. I would love for it to look like one of those van murals. Good. Take care of yourself out there. Okay. I'm scared. Can't end well for me. No, it cannot. Ooh. Still as messy as ever. Alright. Checking my corners, you know. Might be old painters about. Uh-oh. Okay, good. Phew. Morning, Magdalene. Morning. I told you the almanac was right, didn't I? The moon forecast a cold winter this year. I'm just gonna say morning. Cold out, isn't it? I don't need to be a know-it-all. Freezing. Makes me envy Nico, able to stay inside all day. Even Endris has his forge to keep him warm. Anyway, here, I brought some firewood for you and your dad. Thanks, Otts. He's being nice. We could be nice to him. You're welcome. So, how's your dad? You think he can join everyone for Christmas Mass? I think he'll stay in bed tonight. I'll do my best to be there. I need to keep working on the mural, though. I'm working on the final section. About the peasants' revolt, right? It feels weird to talk about it. It affected Tassing so much, but we were just kids. I can't remember what happened since I was just a baby. I never even knew my dad. That's what makes it difficult. I need to ask those who were already adults that night, but don't want to touch raw nerves. What if you spoke to people while everyone was preparing for the Christmas festivities? Just really ruin their day before a big celebration. Clara sometimes talks about that night. Mom, too. You might be able to ask them. Władysław and Matilda are the only two Benedictines left in Tassing. Maybe they'll talk to me. Huh, I didn't think of that. Still, the mural is for Tassing, not the old abbey. Agnes has always been in Tassing, right? I'd go to her if I were you. She helped bury everyone who died. I wonder if she'll talk about it. It's your project, Magdalene. Might be worth a try. I wrote to the old archdeacon about it, too. He thinks that the Baron's murder and Otto's death are connected to the revolt. The who? The man who came to Tassing after Baron Rothvogel's... I'm gonna say, it doesn't matter. What if the deaths in Tassing are connected? I don't see how that old Baron has anything to do with the revolt. Are you feeling alright? I think you're looking for connections that aren't there. Maybe this Merle project is getting to you. Okay. Need to get to the bottom of this, and there's something more to all of it. I know it. Yeah, I'm doing the top one. If you're sure, I'll figure it out somehow. Thanks for the wood. See you later, Mags. Hey, man. What did I say? Ugh. Yeah, good. Otz is right. I should start talking to people around town. I'd better get started if I want to talk to everyone before the Pensionlauf. I am going to, I'm cold. I'm gonna get my sweatshirt back. But, hey, Merry Christmas Eve. Nice gingerbread house you're making. So, about all those corpses you buried. Exactly. That's what it's gonna feel like. Okay. 1 second. Gonna run an ad, because why not? Accidentally put it on backwards. Gotta fix this. Hold on. Okay, I'm back. I'm back. Got my sweatshirt on. I put some socks on, because you know me. I gotta keep the toesies covered while I'm streaming. Anything else is lewd and rude and disgusting. Okay, I'm going to also freshen up the old soda stream cup. That's good. That's good. Okay. Alright, let's go chat with people. Oop! Okay, remembering the revolt. I'm gonna start kind of in the church and go outwards. I mean, I'll hit stuff on the way, but... That was so loud and specific, I would swear it was fully worked. That's why I love doing it! Do I, like, load up the soda stream? So what you do... I'll teach you how a soda stream works. Is you fill this bottle up to this line, and then you kind of shove it into the soda stream that's got like a little spigot going out, and you lock it into place, and then you pump it like 5 times is usually what I do. And there is like an O2 canister in the back that when you're pumping it, it's coming from that canister. Then you have to refill the canisters every so often. But I haven't had to yet, and I've used it quite a bit. My friend who also uses a lot of bubbles, she says she does hers like every 3 months, so... Definitely going to be more affordable than all the seltzers I would buy otherwise. Yeah, so there's a canister. Okay. Where's Father Thomas? I wonder. Boop, 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 ba-doo, boo, boo. Alrighty. Wow, look at everybody. Hey, Paul. Hello, Magdalene. Hey, Anna. God bless you, Magdalene. Elise, hello. Alright, kids seem to be having a nice Christmas Eve. Okay, for people who celebrate Christmas in chat, are you someone who opens gifts on Christmas Eve? Or are you someone who opens gifts on Christmas morning? You're always a Christmas morning household. So I was surprised to learn that people did things on Christmas Eve. I feel like Christmas Eve is when you like go to your grandparents' house or you have like sort of the extended family Christmas. Oh man, look at everybody. And then, wow, they like close it off. That's cool. And then Christmas Day is for gifts. I was gonna say dinner, but I feel like dinner is often like a Christmas Eve. I mean, there is usually a dinner too, I guess. Or it's usually like Christmas morning, you open gifts at home, and then maybe you go to like a different relative. It's like what we would do. Morning, but my brother and I would exchange gifts with each other on Christmas Eve. Oh, that's nice. I also heard that, yeah, everyone does one present on Christmas Eve, which is nice. Growing up, we did a couple presents on the eve and the rest in the morning. That's nice. Oh, yeah, in-laws. That makes sense. Family gifts versus Santa gifts. Hi, Killian. Oh, Hannah, did I talk to you? Yes. How are the artistes doing? Okay, what are you writing? I love their hats so much. These guys are such a vibe. Hello, Magdalene. Hello again, Casimirs. Casimirs. How are you finding the winters? Yeah. I'm gonna say, how are your performances gone? I hope they play. I hope we get to see the celebration. Hope it's not ruined by a murder, most foul. Okay, what do we got? Well, people like our music. Looking forward to the Christmas feast. Keep it pausey. Don't remind them that they're trapped here. I like this guy because he gives me a chance to drink my water. Yes. Sorry, I'm squirmy. Alexander is upset about missing the competition, but it will be nice to perform for a larger crowd. For a large crowd. I'm sure everyone will love it. It's not often we get musicians of your skill in tassing. Great. Alexander, hello. Well, if it isn't Magdalene? I'm gonna say, you're learning everyone's names during your stay? Alas, it appears the good people of Tassing are the only audience I will have until the pass is clear. It seems only right that I attempt to put myself on friendly terms with you and your neighbors. That's nice. How are you finding Tassing? Everyone has been quite kind, and no one has thrown anything at me for my music. Considering the circumstances, I'm counting that as a success. I have to admit, I was quite upset that I had missed my opportunity to sing at the Meister Singer competition. Members of the Guild for lyric poets, composers, yada yada. Okay. He practiced so much for it. Yes, it's hard not to view the last year as a waste. Let's say the whole year's a waste? Just seems like it. I don't know. Maybe I'll view it differently someday. I felt like everything was building up to this one performance, and now it's not going to happen. I'm gonna say you have an audience here, the people of Tassing. And performing for them, I will. I love performing for people wherever I go. When I sing for people, I want to move them. I want to see it on their faces. It's only in that moment I can connect with them. That's the only truth I know. Meister Singer judges will rate me as they will, but that's not why I want to perform for them. I want to move the masters the way they moved me. Does that make sense? Say, I think so. My dad is my teacher, and his approval means a lot to me. I'm not sure. Yeah, first one. I think we all want the approval of those who came before us. And someday, someone will look to me for approval. Hard to imagine. I'm sorry. I just feeling a bit melancholy, I suppose. I say, it's the long nights. I suppose you're right. All that darkness. Perhaps the Christmas feast will lift my spirits. Will I see you there? Absolutely. Almost everyone in town should be there. Then I look forward to it. Until then... Alright. Alrighty. Let's chat it up. Jutta, what do you gotta say? You gonna talk to both of them or just Jutta? Oh, all of them. Oh, hello, Magdalene. Hello, Magdalene. How's the weather? She's not that tall. Hey, hey, hey. We've been prepping for the feast in here all day. Fresh and brisk, colder than usual. Stay fresh and brisk. Perfect for a walk. Make it posy. Ugh, better you than me. I'll stay in here where I can keep my fingers warm. You'd better keep your fingers out of my dough, Master Bauer. I didn't do anything. You've snuck your little fingers into my cookie dough 3 times today. Do it again and I'll wrap your knuckles with the back of my spoon. Oh my god, fun. Don't anger Mistress Matilda, Simon. Yes, sir. Sorry, Mistress Matilda. We need enough dough to make cookies for the entire town. You can't be eating it all. Anyway, what did you come in for, Magdalene? I was hoping you could tell me what you remember of the revolt. I was too young to remember much of it. No one ever seems to talk about it, and Mistress Matilda and Master Wajslav, you two are the only ones left who used to live in the Abbey. The only ones who stayed anyway. Matilda and I have been friendly enough with the people in town. We put it behind us in time. You can imagine the other brothers had little reason to remain. Old Adok made it out. I think Father Journeau paid for him to go back to the Abbey in Cornwall. I'm not sure what happened to the others. All gone in any case. I'm glad Adok survived. But the whole thing is a sensitive subject, Magdalene. Why are you asking? I'm gonna say I want to portray the event truthfully, so I'm trying to hear everyone's account of the events. For the sake of seeing it portrayed right, I'll tell you what I remember. Wait, Magdalene, here. Come cut cookies with me first. That way we don't fall behind while we chat. Great. We'd be grateful for the help. Ooh, I get to do cookies while they talk. Fuck yeah, dude. Alright, Magdalene, cut out the cookies from the dough and set them aside so Simon can put them on a tray. We'll need a good number in a variety of shapes, so don't hesitate to change which cutter you use. We have to have enough for the whole town, after all. Cool! We get to make cookies. Okay. Press. Oh. What? Okay. Release. Fuck. Okay. Press. Cut. Oh, okay. What? Why is it red? Why is it so hard to do? Okay. I'm bad at this. It's also not highlighting these well. No? Okay. Anyway, this is hard. Okay, release. Press. What? 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 Okay. Some hearts. Hearts for the road. I like that they have completely stopped talking. I figured that convo would happen while this happened, but clearly no. Okay. Diamonds. Okay. Freaking precision surgery at this point. Like too close to the edge, I guess? Okay. God, this is so stressful. I don't know why. Cookies. Also silent. I feel like there should be something more happening. Trauma center. Cookies. Oops. Alright, fine. Can I do one here? Probably not. What about... Dang it. Okay. How about right here? I really want this to be perfect. Okay. Let's do... I'm gonna do another couple of birds, I think. Oops. Okay. If the game could actually get quieter, that would be great for me. Just like less background noise, nothing to distract the audience, you know? Nothing to make it a little more comfortable for me. That would just be ideal. If they could do that, that would be... Oh, shit. Squeeze it in there. Oh, sugar, keep doing that. Okay. Oh my god. This does feel like nice Christmas festivities. I'm making cookies. Okay. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 birds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hearts. I only have 3 circles and 3 triangles. So let's get a couple more triangles in there. One, two. Yeah, let's just keep it going. 3. 4. This should make 7. Okay, great. And then squeeze some circles here. And boop. Okay. Oops. Okay. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. This makes for 5. Oh, come on. What the heck? Should work. Rude. Rude. Might be the last circle one I can fit. I feel like this should work, but it doesn't want to let me, so. Okay, well, we only have so many circles. Hearts are better anyway. No. See what we can squeeze into here. I'm really doing my best to fit these as nicely as possible. Come on. Cheap as these can work. Let's just jam a bunch of these in here. Boring ass cookies. Come on. I'm really getting real aggro with this game, but it should work. Okay, there we go. I might just jam some birds for the rest. Okay, yeah, it's not gonna want to let me. So, let's see how many birds we can shove in here. Alright. That's what I like to see. Going the long way around. We are making sugar cookies. Come on. Okay. This is incredibly stressful. Out there. Okay. Honestly, perfect precision. Feels good. Come Come on. Was it too close to? Freaking perfect. This game. Come on. There we go. I don't think I can do any more. I'm going to say close. I think we did a pretty good job with as many cookies as possible. Are you done? I am. These look wonderful. Cookie Master. Cut enough cookies for everyone at the Christmas feast. Dab. Nice. Basically how I make cookies too. Look, it's hard. You can roll that up. You can even make more if you want, but it looks like we have enough. Great. Hi, Tater Tot. Oh my god, you look so sleepy. Did you just wake up, buddy? I think Tater Tot was having a nap. And you're so warm. Oh, buddy. Hey, Tater. I'm gonna say I think that's good for now. Thanks for helping, Magdalene. Thanks for not talking at all while I did it. Okay, back to questions. We'd better keep going if we're going to have everything ready by the procession tonight. So what can we tell you, Mags? I heard the Landsnecks came into town before the revolt and warned everyone to leave the Abbey alone. Could things really have been worked out, or was it too late by then? There were some people who wanted to talk. Master Mailer worked hard to keep the peace, but after Otto was killed... Oh, Andreas. A shame how he died. We at the monastery were fond of him. Yeah, he certainly is dead. Dad said he was instrumental in keeping the revolt from getting out of hand. He regrets not standing by him. Yes, he was. He had a personal dinner with the abbot to try and discuss things, I believe. A pity they couldn't come to an agreement. Yes, Andreas did a lot of good for Tassing, and Curacao too. Even if the old abbot failed to admit that. He even revealed corruption in our own midst. The old prior, Faranick, had been doing witchcraft in the church. I still grieve that he died in the Abbey fire. I know your father does too, Magdalene. I don't really remember Hans from the other acts, I'm gonna be real. But was the revolt in general justified? Would it have been best to leave the matter alone? Was the revolt in general justified? I feel like it was, but... Yes, I think so. We couldn't even collect in the forest without a fee. Dad kept saying we couldn't live with higher and higher taxes. Hi, Tater Tot. The night Otto died, the abbot was trying to excommunicate everyone for celebrating St. John's Eve. A lot of people thought the abbot killed him in revenge. Turns out it was just that Jobst fellow. He was impersonating Martin. Had no idea until Andreas told us that night. Still, after Otto and Ulrich, that was too much. We burned the mill with both bastards inside. The abbot promised to help if Andreas found the person who killed Otto. All we wanted was to talk. But the abbey ordered the Landsnecks to stop you? ? The abbot had no idea the Landsnecks had arrived. It was too much for Peter. Lenhart was one thing. He just killed Ulrich. But to burn the abbey? But when the Landsnecks saw the fire, they thought they had another revolt on their hands. Even Father Journeau couldn't stop them. Squeeze me. Okay. Florian saved as many as he could, but... Peter was wrong to burn the abbey, but what the soldiers did, that was awful. Dad died protecting me, stabbed in the chest. I don't even remember what he was wearing, but I remember how dark the blood was when he found him. Almost black and sticky, like treacle. Dad socked one of the soldiers in the face, but another was right there, and... Magdalene, can we stop talking about this? And say, yeah, thank you for talking to me. I'm gonna say, yeah, I don't mean to upset anyone. Thanks, Magdalene. It's hard to discuss sometimes, you know? Hi, Tater. Wanna come up, stinky boy? Hi. Hey. Okay. I'll lift you up. Ooh, good stretch. Okay, Tater. I think Hans is the guy sleeping with his father's wife. What? Tater, why did you lick the microphone? Okay, good luck. We'll see you at the procession later. My arm is kind of stuck underneath Tater Tot, but I'm going to be okay with that. Oh shit, those are the only people I could talk to? Alright. Feels like a good combo. Really got the whole of everyone's side of things. Oh, we just. Oh shit, we can actually talk all. Okay, God bless you. Hello, Wajslav. I have an odd question for you. Oh? When I was exploring the Abbey for the mural background, I stumbled upon some stray cats. Were there a lot of cats during your time? We gotta put cats in the mural! Ah, haha, yes, as a matter of fact, there were. Tater Tot, they're talking about you. You're Mousefanger. You're the son of Mousefanger. Tater Tot, I don't know who your parents were, but I'd like to think your mom was Mousefanger. Tater Tot's German, and his mom was Mousefanger. There were always cats around the Abbey, but one summer they started begging for food. Persistent little creatures. I believe it. Brother Lucas swears he never fed them, but I have my doubts. Well, they seem to have made the Abbey their home now. Ha, good for them. At least someone is making use of that old structure. Thank you for telling me, Magdalene. Be well, Wajslav. Cute. God bless you and your father, Magdalene. That's very cute. Oh, little cat combo. A fateful sausage. Learn the mystery of the cats. Tater, that's you. The mystery of why you're licking my arm. Okay, Tate. Okay, buddy. We're really going all in. Hello, Magdalene. Hello, Hans. Okay. Anybody want to talk now? Alright, I'm glad we got to the cat mystery. That was fun. And heading back out. Okay, Tater Tot. Ouch, ouch, bud. Why are you doing this? Tater, please don't bite my hand. There's so many bones in there, it hurts. Okay. Ow! Ow! Tater! Will you be nice? Ooh. Sorry, bud. Okay. Gonna go to the Abbey, see if the nuns will chat with us. I want to see, what did she say about the valley looks so beautiful, covered in snow. It really does. We'll get the forest on the way back, I think. Let's check out the Abbey, talk to the sisters. I want to see about getting that one sister out of here, you know? I would like to do that. What? Can I not get her out? I'm scared. They're not gonna let me? I bet that what's-his-face is living in one of these. He's living in like the Abbot house or the guest house. So if you don't feed the cat the sausage earlier, the cats don't take over the Abbey? I don't remember feeding the cat a sausage, but I believe it. That's very cute. I'm glad we fed a cat a sausage. Tater Tot, I would feed you a sausage if I could. But I don't have cat sausages. Maybe when I buy your litter box, I'll give you one. Hello again, Magdalene. Are you getting ready for the Christmas celebrations? I'm gonna say of course, along with everyone else in town. I've never been here for Christmas. I had meant to move on, but the snow. Right, it came fast this year. Smokey told me your father was injured. How is he? I don't know. He's not doing well. I'm sorry. I will hope for the best. Bye, Tater. Well, I don't want to keep you from your tasks. I'm gonna say, do you want to come to the Christmas feast? Ah, kind of you to offer. My beliefs and well, how I look. It's best if I stay out here. I'll be fine, but thank you. I'll see you later then. Merry Christmas, Vaxlov. Merry Christmas. When do we feed? Wow, his beard is so long. I don't remember feeding a cat a sausage. Of course, I always look so bare in the winter. No one comes out here. Okay. Same shit she always says? Yes. Yes. Okay. Water time! Alright. The waterfall is always so beautiful. We're lucky. Even during the winter, it never fully freezes over. I wonder if that's how they get their water? Like, how would they get drinking water in a town like this? This sort of time period. Would they get it from the fountain? I mean, I know that there are Roman aqueducts, but it seems like they aren't really using those. So now I'm very curious. I'm curious. Wells don't freeze. Oh, just wells. Okay. Are wells is like, it's just groundwater? Sort of like what the dowsing rods are for. I know it's sort of wives' tale stuff, but now I'm just curious. Didn't really think about it for water stuff, but yeah, I guess no real reason to go to Atilia's. Yeah, and streams and rivers during other seasons. Cool. Can I go in there? Nope. Okay. Gertner house. Ooh, Big York. Hello, Magdalene. Bless you, Magdalene. Hello, Magdalene. I would have thought you'd be working on the mural today. What brings you here? I would like to sit with you and ask how you remember the rebellion so that I can paint it if that's all right. Ah, that was a sad time. If it will help you memorialize those we lost in the revolt, yes, I'll answer a few questions. I don't mind. I was a little older than you, so I probably remember more, Magdalene. Of course, Magdalene. We'll tell you all you want to know. I've been looking forward to seeing the mural for some months. Come now, sit with us. Glasses are tinkling. Makes me so happy. Okay. Now that you're all settled, what did you want to know? Did the revolt have anything to do with the other murder that happened in Tassing? Oh, the murder of the Baron, you mean? No, not really. I only remember that Andreas attempted to be a peacekeeper in both situations. I suppose that's when things started going poorly. Yes, after Prior Farenick was discovered as a witch, people weren't as willing to trust the abbey anymore. Then the abbot became more severe. He didn't like that the prior's death rattled his control of Tassing. I still think that the old prior cursed the town. That's when crops started failing. I don't know about any of that, but his taxes and restrictions and his attitude towards us became harsher after that. It was all we could do to live by them, but it eventually became too much. Even with all the restrictions, was the revolt really justified? I keep hearing conflicting stories about how it began. I know things were bad for the peasants, but was it worth all the loss? I thought the peasants stormed the abbey unprovoked. No. I know things were bad for the peasants, but was it worth all the loss? You wouldn't remember it, Magdalene, but the abbot forced us to starvation. We would have died either way. We did everything we could to keep things from getting violent, but the Lord had other plans. I remember how sick and hungry I was all the time. Grandpa kept saying it hadn't always been like that. All was fine until Martin killed Otto in revenge over some petty dispute. Well, my husband wouldn't let that rest. We all wanted justice. When that soldier arrived and threatened us, all the townsfolk pulled away, except for you and Ulrich, Gret. No, Clara, I'm afraid even I was intimidated and begged Ulrich to leave the matter be. Ooh!
Happy sweet 16 months, Abzu.
Thank you, Gold Gregory. Thanks for being here. My husband alone stood with the peasants.
So glad Pentiment is getting played this year.
Took a second. I was like, is she gonna talk? Me too. I love this game, and I love that it's ending on like a Christmas note. It feels very seasonal in a way. I'm really enjoying. Okay, why did the peasants revolt anyway? So many people died. They must have known it wouldn't succeed. Dad always talks about how he regrets that choice. That's why he wanted to paint the mural. Could the revolt have succeeded if the townsfolk didn't pull away? I'm gonna, question that. I still think so. Most of the other townsfolk see the revolt's failure as proof it was doomed from the start. Truly, if the entire town banded together, we likely could have succeeded without violence at all. By then, we were so starved and wanted justice so much that Peter truly thought success was possible. There was still some discussion. Ulrich and Andreas wanted peace. Then that fucking Miller protected that bastard. He always hated us, though. He always hated us. Thought he was better than us. Ursula, language! What, Mom? It's true. Lionheart even shot Ulrich out of nowhere. I'm gonna say it was unprovoked. Yes, Lionheart always did hate the rest of the townfolk, and he would take advantage of anyone he could. My husband sought peace to the last. He was a martyr to us. I think the miller shot Ulrich to retaliate, but after that, Peter couldn't be stopped. We'd lost too much. The burning of the abbey was a grim night, and the soldiers coming in. Our men fought to protect us, to protect Tassing, and many died in that fight. But we got rid of the abbot and the monks at least. Yes, and that is some comfort, if only a little. Are there any heroes of Tassing I should memorialize? Dad, definitely. Peter always wanted the best for Tassing, even if he acted rashly by setting fire to the abbey. I hope you can portray him in the best light, Magdalene. I'd rather not talk about that night anymore. I hope you provided enough insight for your work. I'm gonna say you did. Thank you. Thank you, Magdalene. I'm certain the mural will be beautiful. Okay, awkward silence. Yum yum, tiny Coke. Ursula. Oh, Il Peter, what's up, my dude? Alright, well, see you later. I painted your wolf on the mural. Anyway. Apollo. Artemis. Why do we only hear the animals upstairs? Oh, do they keep all the chickens up here now or something? It's wild to keep them upstairs above all the, like, food. I don't know. Also, how do they have a fire inside? I guess they must have some kind of chimney or something, I would think. Okay. Let's go say hi to all the townsfolk. What do you think? Anyone on this bench? Nope, I guess it's cold, so people probably don't want to be outside. Alright, let's go see Otz and Eva. And Black Till. Sorry, my phone is going crazy. Okay. Eva. Christina. Alright. Well, see you never. I would think they would have something to say with Otto, but alright. Alright, let's go to the north part of town. What do we say? I feel like we've basically talked to everybody. I wonder if I went to the Abbey back at night, if I could have got that other nun out. I want to get her out. I hope I didn't miss something in how to save her. From her fate. Okay. Hello, Magdalene. Hello, Magdalene. Alright, Agnes. They're making, like, wreaths or something? Okay, we're gonna pour some more seltzer. Get ready for some Foley. That's nice. Magdalene Druckren. I didn't expect to see you today. How's your father? I'm gonna say not well, honestly. Oh no, I'm sorry. He'll be in our prayers tonight. Ours as well. Now then, is there something we can help you with, dear? I hope I get to help make a wreath. Agnes, you're old. I'm gonna say I have a small favor to ask. Oh, go on then, spit it out. If it isn't too much trouble, I'd like you all to recount what you remember of the revolt. I'm nearly done with my mural, but I need more details. I was so young, I don't remember much of that night. Oh, for that project of yours in the Wrath House? I'm afraid I won't have much good to say about the matter, but alright. Come, sit down, Magdalene. Don't worry about helping with the wreaths. Why not? I want to. It took me years to get the technique up to Mom's expectations, so you're better off not helping. Alright, fair enough. Pa, you always did fine, Brigitte. I'm glad Brigitte and Veronica are still, you know, making wreaths together, so to speak. So, Magdalene, what do you need to know to finish the mural? I was hoping to ask you more about the revolt. All I can remember was the flames when the abbey burned. What part of the revolt? The abbot starving us out of house and home? Otto's murder? I doubt that would be a good painting. I thought there was an attempt to talk to the abbot. There was, until Otto was killed. After that, the monks shut themselves up in the abbey library. Meanwhile, that bastard abbot only ever cared for how many pfennigs he could get from us. Brigida, don't forget to twist the ends in. I can't have it looking like a Christmas hedgehog. I'm getting there, Mom. I've looked after craft on my own for this long. I think I can manage this. Yes, well, with both of our husbands gone, we just have to look out for each other. Let an old woman have her worries. After what that bastard did. Oh, I guess he did. Yeah, I guess he did blame Lucky? Because she was with Lucky, right? You mean Andreas? Yes, he was your father's friend, though I don't fault Klaus for that. How could he have known what that little shit from Nuremberg was going to do? Not only did he intervene into Tassing's affairs once, but to stick his nose in it again. I could understand it the first time. He wanted to save that old monk. I dare say he saw the man as a father figure. And it was proven the prior was a witch, so I suppose he did some good for Tassing then. I think Wajslav might be the only person left in Tassing who even remembers the old prior. That's when the trouble started, I'd say. I thought we'd never see that Mailer again. But to come back and accuse your husband, Brigida, when we all knew the abbot was the one at fault. Mom, stop it. All right, Brigida, I want to hear everything. It was an outrage then, and it still is. That bastard artist went and stirred up a mob after your husband. He got Martin killed after he'd reformed and all. Otto had coerced Martin into supporting the revolt too. Then Andreas claimed he was an impostor of Martin. Oh, Lord forgive me, but he deserves to burn in that fire. Mom, stop. That was nearly 20 years ago. Did the revolt accomplish anything? Dad always says the town folks didn't stand with the peasants as long as they should have. I always heard that night was a slaughter. Why didn't anyone stop the peasants? I'm gonna say Dad always says the town folk didn't stand with the peasants as long as they should have. Huh. Well, I won't begrudge Klaus's opinion, even if he's wrong. A shame it had to happen at all. I think I knew the revolt was a bad idea from the start. Old Wajslav would be the only one to know what happened inside the old church now, before the fire. Some like to say things were always this bad, that violence was the only way, but it wasn't. Life got worse over the years. It wasn't like this when I was a child, not in my grandpa's time either. Sure, the abbot was pinching the townfolk and the peasants were suffering, but to go against the church? But like you said, things weren't always so bad. We fought to make things right. But things got better in the end, right? Even if so many people died? What kind of good comes from violence? I've never seen Peter so angry. I was terrified when the flames started rising from the mill. I knew that Martin had gone to the miller for help, but... That soldier even warned Peter, but nothing would stop him besides steel. So, nothing got better at all? No, not as I see it. The Lord is just as severe as the abbot was, and threatens force at every turn. That's life. You can struggle and die to accomplish something, and nothing changes. Heh, the dead are luckier. They died believing they changed something. We're stuck with the harsh reality. This is all you've known, Magdalene. You've grown used to it. We all have. I'm going to say thank you for sharing your story with me. It's important to share our suffering with the younger generations. Maybe they can change something. Yeah, like with the revolt. Good luck on the mural, Magdalene. Good luck, Magdalene. Cool. I did make enough cookies. Made a wild amount of cookies. Stupid question to ask. I didn't see the first half of this game, so how much is just hearing people retell what you already know? I mean, I would say they are retelling what I already know, but they all have a different perspective on it, so it doesn't feel like... I don't know. I feel like it... Yeah, we didn't see a lot of it happen, and what we saw happen wasn't necessarily, like, people sharing their opinions and feelings on it, so it does feel like new information, which I like. Yes, there are also a couple things that folks have been telling Magdalene that aren't really how it played out, where it's just sort of like a very biased interpretation of things. I guess it's time to paint the mural. I don't know. I feel like we kind of got all the info. I'm gonna try talking to my pops once more, and then I'm gonna paint it. I'm pretty sure I've been everywhere else, so. Okay, Druckgren. Yeah, own memories and perspectives warped over the years, for sure. Hey, Papa! Let's talk about that note. Are you alive? Yep. Alright, well, off to paint the mural. I've talked to everybody. I didn't find Otts, but maybe he's in the mural room. Like, I feel like some of the people we just didn't see. Okay. Central Town. North Town. Mural time! Boop. Okay. Can I paint the mural? What am I missing? Interesting. I don't know what I'm missing here. Who haven't I spoke to? What am I not seeing? Town Commons. Loading. It's loading. Oh shit, okay, I see why it took so long. Look at Il Peter, he's going. Christ, it's too damn cold. You shut your mouth, boy. We've done this festival every year. You won't die standing here for 5 minutes. Oh, good. You made it, Magda. I was getting worried you would miss the procession. I wouldn't miss the Perchenschlaud for the world. The costumes are just too wonderful to miss, aren't they? I remember the masks scared me when I was little. Shh, it's starting. Okay. Oh, Artemis looks so lovely. I'd love to be the bright saint one year, leading off all the demons into the woods. What is... One person's, like, doing something. Oh, they're, like, scaring people. This is cute. That's the only type of boys that'll follow you, Artemis. Ha 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 ha. Weird. Apollo, stop that. Sorry, Mom. Christina, see the Perchton? Okay. So scary. I love all the kids. I don't like it. Shh, Andreas, you're all right. They're only costumes. Big masks that our neighbors are wearing, remember? Ah, it's so cold. Magdalene, would you want to be the bright saint or one of the Perchton? Ooh, bright saint. I'm gonna say Perchton. Actually, I think I like the idea. She's like, I just want to watch. Aw, really? You're normally so outgoing. I guess watching is a better view, though. Doesn't seem fair Artemis gets to be the bright saint since her dad is on the town council. You'll get your chance, don't worry. Tassing's done the Perchton Lauf as long as I can remember. Everyone in town's been part of the procession before. Well, except for you young ones yet. I wish... Oh, here's something. Okay. She got the premonition. I'm gonna say I wish Dad could be here. He'll see next year surely, and you can go home and describe it all to him. As beautiful as ever. As goddamned long as ever. Everybody hates this. Well, at least we're going to eat after this. Food time! Hope I bring some back to my pops. Oh, hey, Mags. Magda. Whatever. Mags. You made it. I was worried for a minute you'd skip out on all the fun. Merry Christmas, Mags. I'm gonna say Merry Christmas, Otts. Look, Baltus made a special batch of beer, and I heard you made cookies too. Alexander and Katz look like they're gonna play something too. Oh, I hope they play Christ Born on Christmas Day. That's my favorite. What I'm gonna say. Let's keep it posy. I don't need to be so aggressive. It's freaking Christmas. Which one's that? Otts, we sing it every year. We sing all of them every year, Mags. I can't keep them straight. Okay. Let's party. Ahem. Hey! Everyone listen up. Jorg would like to speak. Yes. Thank you, Veronica. On behalf of the town council, I wanted to thank everyone for coming tonight. Speech, speech. I'm gonna listen. This year has been tough on all of us. We've had more snowfall than anyone can remember, and the early frost gave us a small harvest. Folks haven't come through the pass as often. Nico, you've been short of customers, and we've all missed the trade. Alexander and Meyer, you've been kept from your journey. Nazu, the snow has kept you from returning home. And I know we've all felt the lack of Klaus in town as he's been bedridden these past few months. And yet, the Lord has blessed us with each other. And yet the Lord has blessed us with each other. Cheerful guests and good company. Cheers! Amen! Thanks be to God. God bless. Even though this season has been rough, God knows we still have a lot to celebrate this Yuletide. Over Yuletide. Christmas time. Alright, fair enough. Endris, you've made tools we couldn't have gone without. Just practicing my trade. Dr. Stoltz, you've kept us all in good humors. Alright, that guy sucks, but fine. A proof of my experience, Jorg, in such cruel weather. Okay, I'm just gonna keep listening. Magdalene, you've painted the mural for us. Oh. I'm gonna say I've done my best to honor Tassing's history. Alexander and Kazimizer, you spread good cheer in the early winter nights. Our pleasure, truly. And especially tonight, I think we should thank Baltus for making such a wonderful beer for all of us to enjoy. Huzzah! Yay, Baltus! I like that the inventor settled here. No, please. Nazu helped tremendously. It's thanks to him, really. Thanks to everybody. Ah, well, grazie. Cute. And thanks to our Lord, who has so graciously provided for this feast. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, we like the Lord, I guess. Katzenmeyer and I shall play later in the evening, so please come to us with songs if you have one in mind. Okay, everyone's already doing one. Oh, well, that's it, everyone. Thanks, Big Jorg. If I may, Jorg, I'd like to bless this great feast our Lord has provided for us. Of course, Father. Today we have come together to celebrate the birth of our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. Just as our Lord has provided for us with this email, so did Christ provide us with the bread of life. So please, join with me in prayer. Bless us, O Lord, and these thy gifts which we are about to receive. Through Christ our Lord. Amen. I'm going to say an amen. Okay. Now please, everyone, I know Baltus made a fine beer, but remember that temperance is a virtue. Celebrate the Christ child as though his manger were in here with us. I'm gonna... Wasn't the whole point that there wasn't any... Oh, I'm gonna squint quizzically. Merry Christmas, everyone! Finally, let's eat. Oh my god. Yeah, I'm like, where... So we have an ominous note to read. I guess we're just gonna chat with everyone. I'm gonna request my song. Ah, Mistress Magdalene, Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas, Alexander. Merry Christmas, Kazimizer. Casimirs. I keep getting his name right. Enjoy the night? Very much so. The cookies especially. I haven't had such wonderful gingerbread in ages. I love gingerbread. We were just setting up to perform. Did you have a particular song in mind you want us to play? Between the two of us, we know all the Christmas songs between here and Spain. What's the one that she said she wanted? Was it one of these? I like From Heaven Above to Earth I Come. That's what I'm gonna do. But do y'all remember? Oh, the inventor and the Italian guy are a couple. I don't know. Oh, it wasn't one of these. Okay. I'm gonna say, how about the last one? Or how about I always like? If she likes it, sure. I like the idea of them being a couple. I don't know if it's true or not, but I'm into it. A folk tune, one of Kazimizer's favorites. Once Cats and I play what we've prepared, we'll be sure to play that one. Merry Christmas, everyone! Since it is Christmas, Kazimizer, I'm just gonna keep calling him Kazimizer, whatever. I wanted to share a special song with all of you in the spirit of giving. Pleasure, or please enjoy. Okay.
Nun singet und seid froh, unsers Herzens Wonne liegt
Casimers.
und leuchtet als die Sonne, Matris in Gremio, Alpha es et O, Alpha es et O.
Cute. I like it. Oh, okay, another verse.
Nach dir ist mir so weh, tröst mir mein Gemüte, o puer optime, durch alle deine Güte, o Princeps gloriae, trae me poste.
Yay! Cheers! Bravo! Well done! Another! That's nice. Thank you, truly. Please, return to your drinks. We'll be playing all night. Happy Christmas! Alright, Anna, how's it going? Hello, Magdalene. Happy Christmas to you. Good evening, Magdalene. Merry Christmas, you two. Ulrich, Andreas, say hello to Mistress Druckrin. Hi! Hi! Oh, Andreas, don't be shy. You know Mistress Magdalene. Sorry, Magdalene. He's still a bit quiet. That's alright. It's a lot of commotion. Yeah. Yes, haha. I think Andreas is a little overwhelmed after Perchenlauf. I'm gonna say, used to scare me when I was little too. Really? Oh yes, I hid behind my dad's legs for a long time. I couldn't even look at them. It's alright to be scared, Andreas. I learned that a long time ago. I still don't like them. I like them. Fuzzy heads. Shh, Ulrich. You can look at the masks later. How did you like York's speech, Magdalene? It's a good reminder of everything we still have and what we all needed to hear it. I'm gonna say the first thing, yeah. For Paul putting him up to it at the last moment, it was well done. Well, Werner insisted someone on the council make a speech. I didn't particularly want it to be me. But York did it justice. You can always count on him to speak from the heart, especially a few drinks in. Truthfully, I think much of the town needed some encouragement tonight. Passing hasn't had such a hard season since the revolt. Yes, I'm sorry, it's Christmas. We shouldn't speak of such sad times. I'm gonna say, toast to better days then. Cheers to that. Although, there is an old Latin proverb my dad used to say to me. I'm not gonna read it. Fire is the test of gold. Misery is the proof of strong men. There's no question the revolt left Tassing worse off, but seeing the town now gives me hope. You're an artist, Magdalene. I think you can see it too. I think I do. Things seem brighter for Tassing. Boop. Yes, those miserable days gave us the resilience we needed to push ahead, to make things better. The next generation, like you or Jutta and the twins, you saw what it was like to fight for ourselves. So stand up to tyranny, even at the cost of losing your homes and lives. To be honest, most nights I'm grateful for the revolt. I'm gonna say, really? Oh, yes. You wouldn't remember, but life was already terrible before that night. The revolt burned away the dead wood that had rotted Tassing for decades. God knows my father was an evil man. His death released me from years of fear. The revolt gave me courage to face him, to become better than him. I think something of the same happened when the Abbey was destroyed. If things had gone on as they always did, well, I doubt we'd be having such a Yule feast tonight. The cost was high, but it resulted in just as much joy as grief. I hadn't thought about it that way. I like the way they think about it. Because of the revolt, I could marry Paul, and we can supply grain to peasants at a fair price. Our children will grow up without the fear that ruled over my life as I got older. No moment in life is entirely good or bad, Magdalene. What matters is more how we choose to see it. I'm going to say it's a wonderful way to look at it. Thank you, Anna. Oh well, it's something I learned from one of Father Thomas's sermons. I took it to heart when my father died. Don't forget to take some time to have fun tonight, alright? Do my best. Mommy, I want another cookie. Shh, don't yell, sweetheart. Excuse us, Magdalene. It seems we have cookies to fetch. Of course. Merry Christmas to all of you. Merry Christmas, Magdalene. Okay. Moving on. Eva, what do we got? Magdalene, you finally came over to say hello. I'm gonna say hello again, Otts. Hello, Magdalene. Happy Christmas, Eva. Till. Magdalene, how good to see you. How is the mural coming along in the Wrath House? Almost finished with it, I hear? That's right. The last I heard about it, you were still working on the middle section, the history of the saints, right? Yes. I'm gonna say yeah. Let me check it out. I'm sure the interior of the convent is beautiful. The cloister was built in 1234, if I recall correctly. The Lord Curacao was a generous patron to the Benedictines. It's nice to see the poor Clares taking care of the place. Beautiful Merle. It's a Covenant chapter. Made a sketch. I need to correct him. I'm gonna say there's a beautiful mural of the Abbey. How clever. You know, Otts has been dropping by the Wrath House so often. I've started to think he wants to become an artist. Maybe you can show him a thing or two. Mom, that's not... I just... Forget it. I don't want to do either option. I'll just say, I'm happy to show you my process. I don't want to be mean to this guy all the time. I don't want to marry him, but like, fine. Oh, really? I mean, really only wanted to watch. It's best... The best learning comes with application, Otts. You ought to give it a try. Anyway, Magdalene, what are you painting on the mural now? I'm working on depicting the revolt, but I think I angered Agnes when I asked her about it. That's right, you were just a few years old then. God, has it been that long? Oh, dear old Agnes. The revolt made her bitter, especially after Martin was killed. I think that helping Brigida with craft has helped her recover, but I'm not surprised she didn't want to talk about the revolt. It took years for Tassing to recover after that night. Thank God we've come a long way since then. Otto would be proud of what the town has accomplished. I'm gonna say it's a shame he died without seeing what the town became. It is. I pray that St. Moritz has blessed him in the heaven for all the work Otto did in his name. I'm sure that even the Lord has made space for him, Eva. You know, Magdalene, I think he would be especially proud of you for memorializing Tassing in the mural. He would be thrilled to think that you'd become a part of the family. I'm gonna say, wait, are you proposing I marry your son? You're a capable young woman, Magdalene. Marriage is the next stage in life for you. We'll have to speak with Klaus, of course, but you and Otts are a good match. I'm just gonna stare. Anyway, I don't mean to keep you chatting away with us older folks. Have fun and Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas, Eva, Till, Otts. Merry Christmas, Otts. Yeah, Merry Christmas, Mags. Alright, well, it seems like everyone wants me to marry this man. Let's go upstairs. Alright. Hey, Werner, my dad's dying and you stink. What? Merry Christmas, Werner. What's merry about it? I'm gonna say, are you still on a raving crusade against God? What's that supposed to mean? I'm gonna say, you don't remember your diatribe last month in this very inn? See, I told you before, Werner. Did I ask you, Baltazar? No, no. Be merry, my friends. Drink and be merry. Finally, someone with some sense. I'm gonna say nothing. The devil caught your tongue, girl. You usually have plenty to say. Do not be so uncouth towards our friend, Werner. Please, I have heard enough of your righteous moralism. Do you think Werner's the one killing people? Like, he's pretty bitter. He's been here forever. He thinks he's better than the town. I don't really know why. I mean, he doesn't like the peasants, doesn't think the revolt would happen. Like, I think there's a potential that he might have, like, fancy handwriting to write the things, I guess. Like, I'm trying to think, the first person to die was the guy from out of town, so maybe he was like, fuck that guy, because he's, like, what I wanted to be. And then, I don't know, killed Otto, I don't know. Please, I have heard enough of your righteous moralism. As you can tell, this ship has sailed long ago, Magdalene. Yeah, I'm gonna do this one. You two sit at the same table being angry with each other? I'm no soothsayer, but to me it looks like you want to be friends, but are too stubborn to get over yourselves. Ha, she's sharp, this one. Like, I feel like Werner right now, I'm like, I'm telling it like it is, I'm being mean to him. I feel like that's what he needs, and hopefully, I don't know, something good will come out of it. Don't take her side, Nazu. I'm sorry, but she's right, she's right. Ugh, I refuse to get myself roped into this foolishness. Just talk to each other. It can't be that bad. Some differences are irreconcilable. Right, Baltus? Yes, quite so. You know, they say hate is close to love. See, that's a start. Can you talk like that? I'm gonna say, it's a start. You must always get your way, is that it? Ah, the fiendishness of youth. Please go enjoy the feast and release our aging souls from your torment. Perhaps a dance later, I'm gonna say we'll see. Until later, gentlemen. Is there like an option where I could dance with him and like go to Italy? That's the whole thing, is it's like, I want to leave town, but I'm like, I haven't done that for her. Happy Christmas, Magdalene. Magdalene, dear. Merry Christmas, Magda. God bless. Merry Christmas, everyone. How are you enjoying the feast? Utterly delightful. A hearty meal, a mug of Baltus' latest brew, everything a soul could wish for. It's everything your ample belly could wish for. I am as God made me in his infinite wisdom. I see you're all in a great mood. Impossible not to be when I look at all the families gathered here tonight. The laughter of children running around, the love that brings the community together. We are blessed. Who did I finger for the murders? The first one was the guy doing witchcraft, one of the monks, and then the second one was Martin, who was not really Martin. Okay, it's certainly better than all the arguing, but isn't this the only pretense? Come to celebrate Christ today, only return to... I'm going to say, it certainly is better than all the arguing. As long as you have moments such as this, to realize that we all matter to each other. Well said, darling. To the four of us. I don't know what he's saying there. Say I don't have a drink to toast with. Then toast with your heart. I'm so happy I married you, Andres. Yay! The day I was inspired to come find you in Innsbruck was the most important day of my life. Ah, love at long last. We know the feeling, don't we, Washslav? The path before us was filled with thorns and thistles, but we endured. Literally, we would pork in the woods. Make sure to prepare for that, Magdalene. There will always be some thorns on the path. What's next for you happy couples? Any plans for children? I'll just say I'll do what I can. And like, I kind of want to be like, yeah, I already know my dad's dying, but you'll do fine. You're strong and stubborn, just like your mother. I'll say I hope so. I'll let you continue with the celebrations. Stay safe, dear. Make the most of this night. You've earned it. Bless you, Magdalene. Enjoy the feast. God bless you. I think this is like a good group. This is like the best of the town, I think. I really like them. Newmartin seems so much better. Yeah, but you killed the innkeeper lady. Oh my god, Hannah! Oh no. I'm like, if this lady wants to have an affair, she can have an affair. Guy since he stole the money. I did reveal Guy, but I didn't, like, blame him. Veronica. I haven't talked to Veronica yet. Use the Witchcraft Brothers for both of them. Wait, Witchcraft Brothers? Who are that? Who's that? Merry Christmas, Magdalene. Enjoying the celebration. Who doesn't love an excuse to drink? It's wonderful to see her. Yeah. I'm gonna say, can't remember the last time we had a celebration this big. It's a nice change of pace. Or I'm gonna say it's wonderful to see everyone together in high spirits. The Miller man dies, and it's better for his son. Does it? Well, the millkeeper died with Martin, too. Guy was into witchcraft. Oh, that's right. Isn't it? Even Grandpa is enjoying himself. This winter's been difficult for his gout. The cold makes his joints seize. I told him he didn't have to come to the Perchenlauf, but he insisted. I haven't missed one Yule procession in my life, and I'll be goddamned if some snow stops me. Cough. Oh God, we know, old man. I didn't do the fun candle puzzle. I don't even know what that is. Anyway, like York said earlier, it's nice to have a night of good company and cheer. I am excited to, like, watch YouTube videos of this game later. I was tempted to, just sort of in the time leading up to this, but I didn't want to spoil myself too much. Their heads are actually normal size. Heads are normal. Anyway, Paul told me he put you up to making a speech in the first place. I'm going to say you seemed hesitant, York. I'm going to say thank you for mentioning my father in the speech. Yeah, that's nice. You're welcome, Magdalene. Claus is a good man, and we all miss him as part of the community. To be honest, I didn't expect to make a speech tonight. I just thought about what happened in town this year. I'm going to say, really? Warner kept insisting that someone make a speech, so Paul said that I was the most charismatic of anyone on the council. He said that? Well, he said that I would make the least amount of people angry over it. Balta said it was my charisma. I thought it was fitting for the season, York. Paul did too. Told me so himself. Oh, thanks. That's good. I'm glad people liked it. To be honest, I never thought to be someone people in Tassing listened to. But you've always been a part of the town council. We didn't always have a council, though. It wasn't until the night of the revolt, really, that I felt like I could do things on my own, be my own man. I loved my father, but what he did, I thought it had doomed the town. I'm going to say a lot of terrible things happened all at once. No one can shoulder all the blame themselves. No, but my dad chose violence. He chose to destroy the Abbey. Ooh!
YBBAAA girl power. YBBAAABEANS.
Lady, learn how to say beans. Anyway, thank you, Lion Bite. I appreciate it. Okay. I always went along with him because he was my dad. He had to be right. That night was the first time I thought any different. I learned that night that you can fight for something right and still choose the wrong way to do it. And I swore that I would never let that happen again. The revolt broke down everything I thought I knew about Tassing, about myself. But it made a lot of things better for Tassing, and that makes me hopeful. What do you mean? Well, our new lord is strict, but he made a deal with us. The council lets us govern ourselves. As much as I was grumbling earlier today, Jorg is right. Life changed in Tassing, and even though the first few years were hard, we're better for it now. No abbot looking down on us, making stupid laws as he sees fit. Our Lord lives days away. As long as we pay our taxes, we're left alone. It's a better life for Artemis and Apollo than we had. Don't you talk ill of my sons, Bob. He gave you he gave you everything he had, God rest his soul. Cough, cough. I know, Grandpa. I'm gonna say choosing to live differently than your dad was brave. I think you and the rest of the council have done a great job. Isn't the whole point, is it? Without the revolt, we wouldn't be able to give the twins a better life. I'm going to say choosing to live differently than your dad was brave. Thank you, Magdalene. I've done the best I can do. I've done the best I can to do right by the town. And Dad. You're his son. You've done him proud, boy. Thanks, Grandpa. Anyway, I'm going for another pint. Anyone else? Yes, bring the pitcher. You've had enough, Grandpa. Your humors might become unbalanced. Another for me, Jorg. Magdalene? I'll get myself another later, thanks. All right, we'll see you later then, Magdalene. Merry Christmas. See, we're gonna get murdered. Merry Christmas, everyone. Okay, this might be the... Okay, I have to talk to Big York now. Hey, Magdalene. Sorry to bother you during the feast. Oh, hello, York. York. Do you need something? Well, all the chatter on the revolt earlier had me thinking. You're nearly done with the mural, aren't you? The last time you talked with the council, you said you were working on the final portion, painting the revolt. I don't mean to nag during the feast, though. That's Veronica's job. Okay, York, I'm on your side. You come on, man. I should have done it soon. I should have it done soon. I've been listening to people around town talk about the revolt so I can get a better idea of how to paint it. Everyone has a different idea of how that night happened. But I think I finally settled on how I want to depict it. Yeah? I want to honor what the peasants stood for, show Otto giving a speech and the soldiers in the distance. I'll paint the peasants burning the abbey and the mill. I think I'll show the aftermath of the revolt and paint the ruined abbey, surrounded by everyone who died and their families. I want to say I want to honor what the peasants stood for. So it's going to be Otto, it's going to show peace, and that they tried, and not necessarily like the destruction and the aftermath. That's a good perspective. It shows what happened without being too detailed about, well, what happened. I'm sure everyone will love it. Klaus will be proud of the design you picked. Eva will like that especially. Anyway, I'll get out of your way. You've got better things to do. I think Otz was looking for you too. I'm gonna say he always is. I think I'll actually go home for the night. I've had enough Otz flirting and I should check in on my dad. Well, tell him a hello from all of us, alright? I will. Good night, Jorg. Ooh, I'm scared. I also like seeing Otto memorialized, and I'm worried that the other one, I don't want to show everybody, like, dead. You know, I want to honor the dead, but I think honoring their lives is a better way to honor the dead than just honoring them as dead. Okay. I really have to pee, but I feel like we're about to end. So if this is a good pause moment. Pause. Okay. I'm gonna run a quick little break, and I'll be back in 2 minutes. Don't go anywhere. I'm coming back. Don't be scared. Boop, I'm back. Killer Kid Clever asked how the cooking cutting went. It was stressful, but we got enough cookies for everyone. Phew! Guy had a weird demon circle without his name in the middle. I did forget about that. It's a good point. I don't know. The whole thing about Otto was like, hey, this isn't actually him, or not Otto, about Martin. I'm like, that's kind of enough to be like, this is fucked. Would there still be fake Martin running around if I didn't kill him? That's my question. Anyway, Shall we? To head home. What's in the forest? Do you want to know? No. Actually, yeah, sure. I don't think it makes a difference right now if Martin's around or not. Yeah, what happens to Martin if I didn't accuse Martin? Boop, waterfall. Yeah, he's just there. Okay, fair enough. Okay. I'm surprised. I mean, I guess, yeah, I don't know. I'm like, they could have killed him in the revolt, potentially. Would Agnes still be as angry about everything if you didn't kill fake Martin? Just curious. There's an option that's pretty funny where Magda calls him Martin. Oh, and he's like, dude, that ain't me. God bless you and Merry Christmas, Magdalene. Oh, Merry Christmas, Sister Amelie. Were we bothering you with the noise next door? No, not at all. Hearing people celebrating Christ's birth brings me great joy. Christmas time should be a heartening time. Christmastide should be a heartening time of year for us all. I enjoyed seeing everyone feeling better with the future, especially after all Tassing has endured. I always think there's something healing about coming together to celebrate Christmas. There's nothing like a warm mug of beer. I like the middle one. There's something healing about coming together. All of us are part of the body of Christ. When we come together in fellowship, things are made whole. People need Christmas in the depths of winter to remind them that spring will return. And we will all have a chance to live again. Magdalene, who is that? Someone who's been following me. Please excuse me, Sister Amelie. I need to check in on my father. Of course. God bless you. Thank you, sister. Ugh, I gotta run. What's his face is gonna kill my dad. The door is open. Is someone here? Dad? Oh no. Andreas. He can't be the killer. If he's the killer, that's gonna be so boring. I'm sorry, but that's gonna be really boring. I'm gonna be annoyed. And I won't like that at all. Hey. Oh, thank God. Magdalene, is that you? What's the matter? Someone's standing near the house. The door was open. I was afraid something might have happened to you. I'm sorry, I didn't hear anything. I've been asleep most of the day. Most of the evening, too. I'm worried about you, Magdalene. You're worried about me? You're working too hard. I know taking care of me takes up so much of your time. And I know how hard you've been working on the mural. I'm gonna say I know how important it is to you. For you to work this hard, it has to be important to you. It is important to me. I'm not going to make it, Magdalene. I'm gonna say, I know. It's alright. This is just life. I'm glad I'm going before you, even if it's sooner than either of us would like. I've already seen too much death in my time. I just wanted to show you what I could do. I wanted you to be proud of me. Alright, here we go. I have been, every day of your life. You've never needed to prove anything to me. I wish I could stay to see the mural when you finish it, but I don't need to. I know it will be more beautiful than anything these old hands could have ever made. I'm gonna say Mom was the artist. She was. I just followed in her shadow. But you don't have to follow in mine. You can already see things that I never could. See things and make them real. I say, I'm trying. You're doing it. Whether I die tonight or tomorrow or the next day, I'm not going to be here much longer. One morning, you're going to wake up and you'll have to do things for yourself. Love things for yourself. And you'll have to share it with the world. Love is the only reason to do anything in this life. Oh, all this talking. Too much. Did you bring me something to eat? Of course, Dad. You haven't eaten all day. And I missed the Christmas feast, too. I can't believe no one brought me a cookie. I'll go get some soup. This dude's gonna be dead by the time I come back upstairs. I feel it. Uh-oh, it's like a cutscene's happening. I'm telling you. It's gonna be the end. By the time I get back. What the heck? Okay. Do they know each other? Klaus? You gonna be surprised to see him? I'm sorry, Klaus. About everything. You're here. I'm gonna say I'm trying to keep Magdalene safe. I've been trying to figure out this whole time. After the fire, it's all I could think about. That and them. They've never left me. They're all still there, all in the dance of death. The Baron, Piero, Veronik, Martin, Peter, Otto, Casper. Did Casper die? Did they kill Casper? Did he, like, die? Did the, like, soldiers get him on the way back home? August? Is that his son? And now you. Did Casper die? Dad? The soup! Oh God, it's you. Who are you? What are you doing to my father? Magdalene, it's alright. It's alright. I'm sorry. I've forgotten my manners after all these years. And you've likely forgotten my face, or what it once was. Reveal! I should have never known. Magdalene, this is Andreas Mailer. Back from the dead. The earliest memory I have of you is running into a burning library. I'm sorry. I don't understand. No one could have survived that. Maybe I shouldn't have, but I did. I don't understand, Andreas. Where have you been all these years? Hiding from the world. In the ruins, mostly. Sometimes in the woods when it was warm. Stealing bread from Gret, stealing books from you. Oh, so I wasn't going crazy. It's the only thing that's kept my mind from forgetting what words are. Wait, how did you survive the fire? With some difficulty. I grabbed as many books as I could and threw them into the scriptorium. When the smoke got too thick, I started to black out. The next thing I remember was Casper pulling me into the crypt. No, Casper came back and saved him and then died! Your apprentice, the boy? You sent him back to Salzburg. He didn't leave. He waited in the woods and watched what was happening. When he saw me in the window of the library, he ran through the crypt to save me, and he did. But he saw that I was trying to save the books, and... oh no, he went back in! I couldn't stop him, I was barely conscious. He never came back out, Klaus. Come on! When I woke up, everyone was dead or gone. I couldn't face any of you. I couldn't go back to Sabine. That empty house. So I hid. I'm gonna say you painted over the Dance of Dead in the Abbey. It turns out I had a reason to keep painting. I'm sorry if I scared you. No one's come into the Abbey for years. I thought I was safe there. I was afraid to talk to you, afraid to talk to anyone. What changed? Why are you here tonight? To help you, to help Klaus. Help me? Help me with the mural? To help you survive to finish it. The hand that's tried to kill your father will likely strike again. It has killed before to prevent Tassing's history from being known. Tassing's history? Why? Because Tassing's real history is at odds with the story we've all been told. It's been covered bit by bit, layer by layer, until it could no longer be seen. But it's still here. It's always been here, hidden beneath our feet. And it's still protected, haunted by the specter of death that hung over this place for generations. The thread puller. The thread puller? Beneath our feet? What are you talking about? The person who attacked your father is the same person who manipulated someone into killing Otto Zimmermann. And Lorenz Rothvogel. Yes, and they travel through the Roman aqueduct that connects Passing and Curacao. It's a network of tunnels I've become quite familiar with. And I've seen the ghost that haunts them, that can squeeze through the tiniest openings. I've seen it bend itself in half to reach places I could never follow. I've traveled along every inch of the aqueduct and the old city, but there's one place I have never found. The lair where the thread puller retreats to, the ancient Roman temple that it is determined to hide from its view, like the Mathithi, or whatever, what's it called? The Mithraeum. You found it? No, but I mapped out a darkness between the collapsed tunnels. And I believe I know how to get there. Come with me, I'll show you. Can we get my dad soup first? Say, Dad? He's a good man, Magdalene. You'll be safe with him. Will you be alright? Yes, I'll be fine. Protect my daughter, Andreas. With my life, Klaus, I promise. Okay, but can we give him soup before we go? We can give him another bowl of soup. I dropped his soup. Okay, my headcanon, she gave him some soup on the way out. Okay. The Wrath House? What are we doing here? No soup for you. No! He got his soup. When the men dug the foundation, they found Roman ruins that had been buried over time. Lucky never wasted stone, so he used the Roman walls as one of the cellars. There's a way inside. The hidden place. Say, are you alright? Yes? Alright, into the Rathskeller. Yeah, we also gave him a cookie. Soup, and a cookie, and some warm milk, and a little kiss on the forehead, okay? Alright. Let's do this. Are we gonna find, like, a ghost? Like, what are we gonna find? Alright, that wall is different. Does that mean this is the place? No, it's two-sided, new and old. This was above ground once. It carried water. Look. Okay, it's Latin. Alright, I think I can make it out. Cornelius today in 6? Mithraeum? Cornelius goes to the baths today and completes the 6th rank in the Mithraeum. You see? No, I mostly do not see, Andreas. Well, here. Damn, where does this dude get a pickaxe from? Damn, dude! Hope that's not a load-bearing wall. Damn. I'm gonna say nothing. This is the aqueduct. The aqueduct carries water to the baths, so you think it will take us to the Mithraeum? Exactly. You seem quite confident. We know it exists. I know where it is not. I believe this is the only place it could be. It must be near the baths. So you believe it? Yes. Alright. After you, please. Me first? Alright. Cool! We're uncovering something, I hope. Is a Mithraeum real? Okay. Bathhouse. I'm gonna go to the edge. Peek. Part of the tunnel has collapsed. We're not getting to the Mithraeum this way. I think. Yes, Casper and I found a collapsed section of the aqueduct near town. We didn't find out what was on the other side. I wouldn't let him explore it. I should have taken more care with him. I'm gonna say we can't do anything about that now. Yes, of course. Not trying to be dismissive, but Temple to Mithra, a Persian god. Oh, cool. It's fascinating. Alrighty. Heading in. The decoration. These must have been the baths. It doesn't look like there's a way through. Silt, and the floods kept carrying it down here. Hundreds of years of floods. What if we can't get through? What if it's buried forever? I'm gonna say it's too early to get this discouraged. Let's keep looking. Things ain't looking great, though. Okay. More stairs down? Would something be below the baths? Hypocaust. They use warm air to heat the rooms above. That's cool. Roman colonies in the north often had them. That's cool. Let's hope those haven't filled with silt as well. Would they put, like, fire in there? How would they get the smoke out? Or would they, like, steam? I guess steam needs fire. Huh, how does that work? Do you know where we're going? These pillars just kind of go in all directions. Andreas, could you look that way? I'm gonna try exploring ahead. Of course. Oh man, we can't separate though. Oh, I'm playing as him. Whoa. There would be ventilation. Okay. Amazing how people did stuff in the old days for electricity, modern plumbing. Yeah. How could you abandon your work, Andreas? I thought you were a true artist, a master of your craft. But all... Something about misery. Man. The only thing more pitiful than watching you work that scriptorium was your love of that dying art. Everyone's mean to me. Why do we make him go on ahead? You couldn't have a good thing. You couldn't leave a good thing well enough alone. How many bodies have you left in your wake? Master, why did you send me back to the flames? Alright. Oh, back to my dream. No, no, this isn't right. I can't be here right now. How did I get here? Andreas. You're still here? Yes, for a little longer. I thought I had gone mad. Not yet, not entirely. But you have been on this road for a long, long time. You must leave this place forever, Andreas. You must abandon it for good. But how? What can I do? I don't even know how I got here. This was once a place of refuge for you, Andreas. But it has become a prison you constructed for yourself. From what? From pain, from risk, from life itself. But I can't stay here. I have to help Magdalene. How do I get out? Andreas, you're the architect. I will help you as best as I can, but you are the only one who can answer that. Okay. Ooh, mace time. Okay. Oh, I see. I'm on the white part. Dask Attack. Thank you for subscribing. Sorry, I'm bad at saying your name. Hello, Andreas. Oh. Is that you, Sabine? Yes, of course. I'm still here. Part of me will always be here with you. We haven't talked in so long. Why? I'm gonna say you reminded me of August. Remind me. It wasn't all bad, Andreas. We lost him, but we had 4 years together. They were happy years, weren't they? They were. But they ended, and it felt like life ended with them. I know. It was hard for both of us. I don't blame you for anything. And you should stop blaming yourself. It may be too late for us, but it's not too late for you, Andreas. It's not too late for Magdalene. Yes, Magdalene. I have to help her. You can, Andreas, but you have to leave this place behind for good. I know. I can. I will. You will. Thank you, Sabine. Will I ever see you again? Not in this place. But maybe someday, in a better place. In a better dream. Okay. Well, it was little footsteps. He's like really running. Master Andreas! Oh, Casper. It's really you. It's so good to see you again, Master. I'm gonna say, how can you say that? You died because of me. I just wanted to help you, Master Andreas. You couldn't think straight. You shouldn't blame yourself anymore. I let my family down. I let you down. I couldn't stop Peter. I couldn't save Tassing. I couldn't even save more than a couple armfuls of books. You did what you could, Master. Everyone knows you did. And that's all any of us can do. All right, Casper. Thank you. Thank you for everything you taught me. Ah, sad. Wait, what happened? This was the way out. Before I started talking to Casper, I know this was the way out. Your mind is fighting itself, Andreas. It remembers the pain of life. It's trying to protect you from it. Beatrice? Yes? I thought you were gone. You brought me back. Oh. So, what do I do now? Keep going. Okay, fine. Tried? It won't let me. There. Another route. I have to go like all the way back. On my way. Trudging along. Why did What's-Her-Face make him go off alone? He didn't have a lamp. Oh, August. You too? It's been so many nights, so many years without seeing your face. I thought I had forgotten it. I know there's nothing I could have done, but I'm gonna say I knew you were still here, though. Quietly waiting for me. I can't change the past, can't cover it up. It's always there under the surface, no matter how hard I try to bury it. I don't know what I'm supposed to do with this. It's alright. What? It's alright, Daddy. It is? You don't have to hide here anymore. I'm scared, August. I know. But that's why you can't stay. There are people who need you. What if I can't help them? I don't know, Daddy. I'm too little. I think you have to figure that out on your own. Of course. You're right. Thank you. I love you, Daddy. I love you too. Good night, August. Good night. A heavy good night. They've shifted again, the walls. It's still trying to protect you. No. It's not? No, I mean, I don't have to do this. This is my mind, my maze, and I'm leaving. Good. But this next part might be confusing. The Mother Mary, she shows up every so often. Is this her showing up again, I assume? What? Oh, and Magdalene, duh. She's Mary Magdalene. Okay, what? I don't understand. I don't understand any of this. Did I make this? You borrowed it. From where? From what? There are layers to everything, even our own memories. Over time, the foundations become buried. We can no longer recall how we got here, no longer recall what came before. And what came before? Our Lady, watching over the labyrinth as I watch over you. And even this has roots that reach deep into the past. There was not always a lady to watch over the labyrinth. But there was a labyrinth. Okay. What? I don't understand. Sister Amelie? Dude, I knew she was doing shit. I knew it. I knew it. Nobody traps a woman in a room and not have cryptic shit happen. Is this real? Am I still in my mind? You are here with me. And we are here in spirit. Are we still in the ruins? We are in the tabernacle, the heart of the labyrinth. Your spirit was wandering and the Lord brought you here. But I don't understand. How did you leave your cell? I have not. We are only here in spirit, Andreas. Is this real? Am I finally experiencing that which I've only read about in the testimony of mystics? I told you long ago that reading cannot communicate a spiritual experience. But yes, this is... sorry. This is real, and you need not be afraid. Squeeze me. Have faith. If you are here with me, it is the Lord's will. Andreas? Sister Amelie? What are you doing here, sister? This is the center of the labyrinth, the tabernacle. It is where the Lord sends my spirit to do his will. God has also guided he has also guided your spirits here. There must be a purpose to it. Sister, we're looking for the Mithraeum. Is this it? Yeah. Mithraeum? No. This is the tabernacle, not a place of wood and stone, but a place of spirit. The Lord has called me to this place for many years. He has always made his will known to me. Soon, he will make it known to you. Okay. Sister, how does your spirit come to this place? Through the door between life and death. When my spirit hears the call, it descends through my grave. Here, the Lord tells me what messages I must bear and to whom. I say you deliver messages? Yes, once long ago, I was a scribe. I copied many works of the great church. I knew she had fancy handwriting. Of the great church doctors. Origen in particular. But that all ended with the fire. It ended with my life. Wait. I thought I had given up the pen forever, until the visions returned. I knew it! Hi, Tater Tot. Dude, I said that like right away. I knew it was her. You don't trap a woman in a room and not have her be causing all the spiritual shit. No! When fire took my abbey, I couldn't save my sisters, not one. All I could do was grab a single book and bolt of cloth. I couldn't understand why God had spared me alone. Oh, Tater scratching his little ear. Buddy. But he showed me. God had a higher purpose for me for my hand. Father Thomas explained it to me. He makes everything clear. He tells me what I must do, what the Lord wills me to do. Uh-oh, her head. It was you, this whole time. You wrote the notes. I found one by my dad when he was attacked. Sister Amelie, you pushed those people to committing murder. What? No, that can't be true. The Lord would not use me for such a purpose. Calm yourself, sister. We'll figure it out. This doesn't make any sense. Why would Amelie want anyone dead? No, I wouldn't. He wouldn't. There was nothing in his messages about murder. No. I am not here. This can't be happening. This can't be happening. Ah! No. Wait, Father Thomas. Dude, I knew it. Sister Amelie, shh. It's all right. Father Thomas, how'd you get down here? Passing is an old place. It's buried many ancient roads and tunnels over the centuries. People walk above the hidden ways every day without even knowing it. Though in truth, it was Sister Amelie who rediscovered them first and found this place. Father Thomas, did you... In other circumstances, I would be overjoyed to see you, Andreas. In truth, I am still happy you are alive, thank God. But I think the occasion of this reunion leaves little to rejoice about. Father Thomas, what's your deal? You? You and Sister Amelie were behind all of the murders? No, she had no part in this. But the notes, she wrote them. She did, but she did not understand their purpose. I guided her, told her what to write. You abused her love and trust for your own purposes. He who wishes to follow love's way must regard neither cost nor shame, nor pain. He must stand to everything, even her most terrible commands. I am ashamed to admit it, but yes, I did. To what end? What was the point of all of this? Look around you. What do you see? Roman shit? I don't know. Roman ruins? Look closer. It looks like the statue. Oh, is it like the sacrifice? You need like the regular sacrifices is my guess. It looks like the statue of St. Moritz from the meadow. and the images of Saint Satia from the shrine. I don't understand. It's Saint Moritz and Saint Satia, and Mars and Diana. The saints, I'm gonna say, how can it be both? When the Romans left Hassing, their buildings, their temples, their statues remained. Christians settled here centuries later. They found time-worn fragments of that imperial grasp. This statue of Mars Pater? Okay, the statue of Mars Pater that once watched over the Roman fields stood there still, headless and nameless. The settlers believed it was Saint Moritz, who was already a legend where they had come from. They found the shrines to Satia, and not understanding she was an aspect of Diana, believed she was another local saint. The people turned them into saints? Duh! Sanctity and sainthood exists outside of what people believe, Magdalene. People cannot turn someone into a saint any more they can unmake the divinity of Christ. But they knew of the saints and learned local legends of the region and applied them to the figures they found here. No one knew they were Roman gods because there was no account of what the Romans did and left here, except for Historia Taciae. But Historia Taciae was not known then. Perhaps it had not even been written then. Who knows how long that book had been lost before it's made its way to Father Matthias. Potato. Hey, buddy. And you killed him for it. Yes, with poison. No one suspected. He died of poison and no one suspected? It must have been quite subtle. His death was unexpected, but I was the only person he confided in about what he had read in Historia Taciae. When Father Matthias learned that there was no evidence of St. Moritz had ever come to Tassing, that the shrine to him in the meadow was a statue of Mars that the Romans had erected hundreds of years ago, that Saint Satia was the Roman goddess Diana, he resolved to deal with it. And you resolved to deal with him. Andreas, our people believe in Saint Moritz. They believe in the miracles God has worked through his hand. And they believe in the legend of Saint Satia, that she helped Moritz and watches over Tassing still. Why does it matter if they were wrong? Why does it matter if they were wrong if the saints weren't here? I'm gonna say, and that was worth killing the abbot? I believed it was then, yes. If Saint Moritz never came to Tassing, what is in the reliquary? What are the pilgrims coming to see? Why did he make the nun write the little notes to people? He's just gonna kill him. I don't get it. What does it mean for the people who prayed to him, to Saint Satia, and believed their prayers were answered? What does it mean for the church that has given people hope, fixed like a false star in a dark sky? If the people had reason to doubt the validity of the saints, can they doubt the church? Can they doubt the gospel, the word of God? Perhaps some would, but you've always told us that we have to accept Christ of our own free will. Yes, of course, but preserving the legends of our saints doesn't interfere with individual volition. You are preserving a lie. I preserved a lie to illuminate greater truth. God so loved the world that he gave his only son. If you believe this, if you truly believe this, eternal life is yours. And saints have walked among us, and their relics work miracles, and they hear our prayers and answer them. And the two that protect this town were never here. They don't need to know that, Andreas. There are times when God feels so far away from us in these mountains. But a peasant in Tassing can stand in a field, look over our valley, and say, Saint Moritz was here. God was with us, and he is still, and he will be with us always. And that is the truth, even if the legend of Saint Moritz is a lie. So many people have died because of what you've done, and you think that justifies all of this? In the end, no, but each step I thought it was right. I was wrong. I know this is hard to believe, but I was trying to save lives, to prevent death. But one murderer didn't solve the problem, did it? Because one day Baron Rothvogel rode into town with another copy of Historia Taciae. A copy he promised to give to the abbot so Curacao could come to terms with its past. And if Father Journeau read its contents, you would be facing the same danger you saw in Father Matthias. In retrospect, given how Father Journeau chose to run the abbey, my fears may have been unfounded. You think he wouldn't have cared? The sentiment didn't prevent you from doing it again. You're right, it didn't. This dude is like fucking monologuing. Is he gonna kill us after? But then why Otto? He certainly didn't have anything to do with Historia Tassiae. He couldn't even read. In the end, his murder provoked Peter and the others to destroying the abbey. I never thought that would happen. I understand Peter's anger and the peasants' frustration. So you killed him to prevent an uprising, but caused it instead? I'm gonna say, boop. Someone else killed him, as someone else killed Baron Rothvogel. And it wasn't to protect the uprising, but to stop him from showing people what he found. What he found when he was helping to dig the foundation of the Wrath House. Wall of the aqueduct? No, everyone knows about the old aqueducts. That wouldn't have caused alarm. What he found was a stone head. The missing head of the statue in the meadow, the statue at the shrine of St. Moritz. How did it wind up over there? The most likely culprits are rain and floods and time. Black Till told me that the farmers find old tools and pottery in the fields every year. Yes, and this head remained hidden for centuries. It sat in soil until Otto found it. And he was going to show everyone that God had favored the town with his discovery. What Otto could not know is that our shrine statue was not of St. Moritz. Because Otto could not read the words chiseled across the helmet, Mars Pater. Okay. But the man he entrusted with this information, the town priest, could. Yes. And you told him to meet you on St. John's Eve at the Wrath House. I could not let him destroy our town's beliefs. And you had poor Sister Amelie write down what you told her were visions she couldn't remember, and deliver them in the dead of night to Guy, to Hannah, to Martin, so that one of them would murder Otto just as someone murdered Lorenz. What about my father? I'm sorry, Magdalene. Why did you do it? It doesn't make sense. I'm gonna say he lived next to you my whole life. How could you do it? How could you? None of this was easy for me. I always thought I was doing what needed to be done. Was it because of the mural? Yes. Claus pursued the project with the determination of a guilty man doing penance. He kept digging and digging for answers about Tassing's past, Curaçao's past. I was afraid that sooner or later he would find out about Moritz, Satia. This place, everything. Let's stay silent. I warned him. First with a note, but he ignored it. I thought if I ransacked the workshop, it would scare him off. I didn't expect him to come down so quickly. It was just an accident. It wasn't an accident. You almost killed him. I know. So what are you going to do now? Kill me? Kill Magdalene? No, of course not. I haven't neither the means nor the will to do so. But even if I can't stop you from telling people what I've done, I can stop them from finding this place. Damn, this dude's strong. He's hulking out. What are you doing? Burying the past. Even if it destroys the church above us, I'll make sure no one ever sees this place. Uh-oh. Father, you're going to kill us all. You're going to kill Amelie. Then leave and take her with you. You can tell the townsfolk what you want, but if you stay here, we'll die together. My man. I'm going to say, Father Thomas, this is suicide. I believe it is an act of faith. And if it is not, I am prepared to answer for it. Damn, this dude's so strong. He's so strong. Alright, we gotta get out of here. Father! Go. Okay. Damn, he's strong. Alright, Andreas. Ugh. Well, that wasn't good. Can I help you carry her? Are you alright? I think so. You? In truth, no, but I survived. And so did she. They must have heard that at the Golden Hand. The entire church's collapsing? I hope so. What an awful way to end a beautiful night. What are we going to tell them? What do you mean? About this? About everything? Why wouldn't we just tell them the truth? For the same reason Father Thomas hid it. So we should reward what he did, all the people he hurt? Is it better to punish the people of Tassing? What good will it do to tell everyone about St. Moritz and St. Satia? Maybe Father Thomas was right about that, if nothing else. Maybe it would break their faith. I think he's wrong. I think the people here have enough faith to hear the truth. Yeah, I don't think we should, like, assume that these people are dumb and they can handle it. You know them better than I do. Especially since I've been away for so long. You came back after all this time to solve this, but... I'm gonna say I thought understanding this would feel better. We found out who did all of this, who attacked my dad. But it's not like we can bring anyone back. We can't undo any of the hurt that he caused. Father Thomas won't be able to hurt anyone else. Maybe he never would have. I think you're right. We should tell them. About the saints, the Romans, all of it. I hate doing the right thing feels so awful. I'm sorry. I am too, but I still think it's what we need to do. Then we'll tell them. Good. We should get Sister Amelie someplace warm. We can take her to my house. You'll probably have some explaining to do. A lot, I think. It's been a long time coming. I'm glad you didn't die in that fire. I am too, I think. Merry Christmas, Andreas. Merry Christmas. Damn. Damn. Oh? Magdalene, you made it back. Andrea, Sister Amelie, and I all made it back. Sister Amelie? Was she in the church? I heard a terrible din and the house shook. Is everything alright? I don't think so, but it will be. Are you alright, Dad? Yes, I'm sorry. Just tired. Sit by me. Tell me what happened. Okay. It started in the Rath House. Well, the Rath Skeller. Did you know the back wall was part of an old Roman aqueduct? I'm gonna say, found an old Roman message there that pointed to the Mithraeum. Huh? So we went into the aqueduct. The section we found must have been closed off for centuries. We found an old Roman bathhouse. We couldn't go through, so we found our way down to a level under the baths. I think Andrea said it was a hypocaust. Andreas got separated from me. I was really afraid I'd lost him, that we'd both gotten lost down there. But then I heard his voice off in the distance, and I was so relieved. Oh no, my dad died. Dad? Are you still listening? Oh no! Oh boy. This ain't good. But yeah, put your big head in the way so we don't have to see this. It's sad. Oh no. Well, let's just make this night worse. You think Andreas is gonna, like, stay and, like, live in the house or something? Oh shit, okay. Alright, it's gonna be springtime. I hope we're not married to Otto. Okay, April. What do we got? It's gonna start with a letter. What do you think? Yes, it is. Okay. Tax day. Oh no. Let me just go boop and then boop. I know it's hard. I mean, I can only imagine how hard it is. But we will all do our best to make you feel welcome when you get here. It's strange to think this will probably be the last letter I send you. So I will end it with my love. Esther. Alright, guess we're moving to Prague. Magdalene? Hey, why am I talking to the Italian dude? Yes? I am sorry to disturb you, but I wanted to let you know that everything is in order. Baltus has ensured that all of the financial matters will be handled. The money will be forwarded to you via the Reichspost as soon as everything is settled. I appreciate it. Please thank him for me. Thank him for everything. Of course, Mr. Struckren. I did not know your father well, but I know that he was well regarded by everyone who spoke of him. It seems that Tassing has lost many things in one man. I am very sorry. Thank you. Good fortune to you. Alright, see you later, my dude. Alright, we're packing this place up, I see. Well, there's no church there now. What's gonna happen? Oh, Gertrude! Are you sure you have everything you need, Magdalene? I think so, thank you. I made you something to take with you on the road. It's chamomile, cinnamon, and wheat flour. If you're traveling and you're having cramps... I know, I'll use it. Is she pregnant? Well, Hildegard's recipe just called for chamomile and wheat flour. I added the cinnamon for taste. Nice. I'm sorry about what happened to your father. Thank you. Mother Franziska had us all say prayers for him. And for you as well when she heard you were leaving. Really? That's so sweet. Please thank her for me. I will. We'll all miss you so much, Magdalene. I'll miss you too. Wait, is she going to the convent? What? God bless you. Safe travels. Hold up. Are we becoming a nun? Because that's going to be a bummer. Oh, I can't go past this way? What the heck? Alright, Veronica. So wait, did we ever get that nun out of the poor Claire's? She wanted to be free. Magdalene, I can't believe you're really leaving. I'll miss you all dearly. The boys will miss you even more. Yours, at least. Oh, don't tease him. I think he's really having a hard time of it, despite appearances. I'll go easy on him. That's kind of you. I appreciate it. Safe travels, and God bless you. I can't believe we're leaving the town. It's kind of a bummer. I guess it's because I didn't choose to be with Otto. That, like, yeah. Gots to go. Alright, Ots. Oh, hey, Mags. Ots. I'm really sorry about your dad. He was always nice to me. My mom says he was a good man. He was a good dad. Well, thanks. I should get going. Mags! Magdalene! You sure you don't want to marry me? I'm sure. No. Well, that was a fast answer. Sorry, should I have been more diplomatic? I thought it was kinder to be like, hey man, no. Didn't even have to think about it. Look after your mother, Ots. Okay. I think she may just be going to visit her friend. Well, she's doing more than visiting. But yeah, I hope so. But the other thing said, like, the sisters will be looking after me. But yeah, she's definitely moving for good. Good morning, Mr. Struckren. Are you off so soon? I just hope that we don't, like, become a nun. Yes, Father. Just saying my last few farewells. Of course. I'm sorry I didn't get a chance to know you or your father. God rest his soul. I am too. Don't let those bohemians put any heretical ideas in your head. Once their pernicious seeds take root, they can choke the faith right out of you. I'm gonna say St. Moritz will protect me. Indeed, though you travel far from home, he will hear your prayers wherever you go. God bless you, Father Elias. God bless you and your travels. Amelie, what's up? God bless you as well, Sister Amelie. Are you leaving today? I am. I'm just heading up to the mill in a bit. I'm so sorry for everything that happened. Say I know. It's alright now. Thank you for helping me. Do you know what you'll do now? Will you become an anchoress again? I don't know, honestly. Father Elias is trying to help me, but I need to learn to rely on my own judgment a little more. It's going to take a long time to atone for my part in what happened. Perhaps the rest of my life. You were tricked. We all were. Even so, I must make amends. I am writing an account of what happened here, as well as I can remember it anyway. It is not enough to earn forgiveness. I pray that it will at least illuminate this history of great darkness. Good. It's worth remembering. I hope we can see Mousefanger. God bless you and keep you safe on your travels, Magdalene. Mousefanger! Dang it, they're like really cutting off town. Alright, let's go to the mill. Alright. Magdalene, are you ready? I am. We'll be setting out soon. Good. It's a wide and exciting world out there. You shouldn't miss out on it. I will also be leaving Tassing before long. Not permanently, I imagine just to travel for a while. That's wonderful, Elise. You were my inspiration, Magdalene. I've always wanted to go. It's been on my mind for a while, but I had to wait for little Andreas and Ulrich to grow enough. I'm tired of this place. There has been too much pain. Because of your husband? He was a terrible man. No, it was his fault. Agnes always said that it was his fault. Yes, it's not your fault, Elise. But then he gifted me Paul. At least I got Paul, the two of us surviving together. Then came the revolt, a frightening time. It happened because of hope, even if a foolish one, and for all that pain, it ultimately freed me from Lionheart. It showed me and Paul that we can both live without fear. Where are you planning to go? To the northwest, I think. The northern sea sounds alluring. I once heard Antwerp described as a gem. It sounds as a fun place to start from. And then, God only knows where the winds will take me. I'm gonna say maybe our paths will cross by accident, one city or another. God willing. Stay safe on the road, dear. We're still in dangerous times. I will. Godspeed, Magdalene. Alrighty. Oh shit, he's all shaved up. Are you sure I look alright? Of course, Andreas. You look perfectly respectable. You're a little worse for wear, but a good sight better than you were. It was kind of the women to help clean me up. I'm afraid I've forgotten how to look after myself. Some would say you took care of yourself quite admirably. How many men here could have survived in a burned-out cellar for the better part of 20 years? Subsisting on our old, dried rye, no less. I'm sorry about that. Andreas, we already told you it's all right now. Magdalene. Hello, Magdalene. Are you off soon? Hello, yes, I'm riding with your flower to Mittenwald and then down the Iser. Mittenwald, small municipality known for its transplain routes between Augsburg, Innsbruck, and Milan. Massive amounts of coin and trade pass through Mittenwald each year. I'm sorry to see you go, Magdalene, but I hope Prague is everything you've dreamed of. If it's half the city Esther describes, I'm sure I'll love it. You have a chance to make a life of your own there. God knows I've squandered so much of mine. Use the time you have and use it well. I will. I don't know how, but I will. I wish he could have seen it, Andreas. I know. He would have loved it. I hope so. Magdalene, if angels carried him down to bear witness, the heavenly host would have wept at it. Oh, that's so nice. I say you should have become a poet. I like that we're both using our special skills. You made it through the whole game without realizing you can do that. Do what? The hat? Or the heads? I don't have the talent for it. Maybe not, but you do have the temperament. Magdalene, I wanted to ask you something about the mural before you go. Check on an underlined note. Oh. Yeah. I thought it was supposed to cover the whole wall. Why did you leave a section blank? For you, Paul, you have to paint it for the future. Unless history is going to stop in passing the moment I roll down the road. Oh, okay, there's no more to say about that. Okay, I think your wagon is about to leave. Oh, it is. We didn't get to say goodbye to Mousefanger. It hardly feels like enough time. Mousefanger's waiting. Okay, thank you for everything you did for me, for my family. Okay, is Andreas staying in town, I guess? God bless you, Andreas Mailer. Wait, what's Andreas doing? Is he taking over the shop? Sort of faded out a little bit with all that dialogue. Wait, what's Andreas doing in town? Andreas? Are you alright? Is he not going with? I'm lost. That's alright. You're welcome to stay with us for as long as you need. Besides, you can't leave yet. The children require your expertise. Oh? They're up on the mill, the walkway. The walkway? I'll have supper ready when you're done. Are we gonna paint on the mill? I just remembered that you're always welcome in our home, Andreas. Okay, thank you. Mousefanger's actually tucked into the wagon. Oh. Yeah, the underlined note, I only learned about it because of chat, I think, truly. Alright, kids, what are we up to? Nice hat, kiddo. Okay. Guess he's teaching them about art. Big heads are a little in the way. Hard to tell, but I'm gonna trust it. They kind of also told the history of the town. Oh, I wonder if Andreas is like writing a book about everything. And that's what we're reading. Do we not get to see her mural? Oh shit, we're in the room. 3D. Okay. Alright. Started with the injured wolf, the aqueducts. I do like the style of this quite a bit. Okay. Mm-hmm. Water's a-pouring. Okay. Ah, I like how she painted everyone. They look like the other people in town. All the saints coming together. Sort of inaccurate. Maybe I shouldn't have listened to Father Thomas on that one. Try to throw him a freaking bone, but never do that again with a priest. Okay, we got Otto. Alright. I think I'm happy with this one. I don't know. I wish I could just look at it at my own pace. This isn't really hitting for me as much as I feel like it should. Like, I don't know, is this like a big emotional reveal for people? Because it's kind of not being. You know, I was there. I know what happened. That's cool. She painted the whole thing. Why is there already a crack in it? She just painted this. It shouldn't be that worn out, dude. She just painted this. What the hell? Does the name of the game make sense now? No! I don't know what pentiment means. To repent? I don't fucking know. I'm stupid. Oh, nice. She got to put her name down. Wow, they did a whole family tree. Tassing to Prague. I don't think... Did she marry? I can't tell if it's supposed to be her family tree going down. I don't know. Oh yeah, we did look up what Pentiment meant. Sure, sure, sure. Oh shit. Oh no! Why did they get killed? What the hell? Were they like a couple and that was like not cool? Is that what happened? Sucks. I guess they were kind of talking heresy stuff. How'd she get killed? This is... damn. What should I say to Ursula? Oh, I guess it was because they talked a lot of like stuff against the church. Damn. They killed them? Ugh. Oh, Craft! He became the craftsman. That's nice. Alright, Andreas is still alive. Okay. I don't know. Feel a little weird about that a little bit. I have to show the two people burning at the stake. Jeez. Come on now. Okay. This is little Andreas' mural. Oh. Okay. I don't know if it would have been more impactful if I didn't see Andreas, like, creeping around with his big head sort of before the reveal was supposed to happen. I really liked that game. I wasn't blown away by the ending, to be honest. I liked it. Yeah, I don't know. The ending, it's fine. It's fine. You know, I wasn't necessarily like, wow, blown away, what a reveal. But you know what? Yeah, it was fine. Can I skip this? Ooh. All right, everybody read this real quick. But I thought it was doing cool stuff. Again, overall, really liked it. I like that they included HR on this. Fun. Okay. Oh, I'm getting dizzy. Oh, I'm getting dizzy. It's like I'm falling. The ending is more about the meaning. A good journey. Yeah. I thought the ending was fine. I wasn't, like, upset with the ending, but, you know. I also think some of the art is so interesting that I found the mural art to be sort of uninteresting, to be fully honest. Yeah. All right, well, thank you for coming along with me on this journey, though. I really loved playing this, and I will see you after the winter break. I will see you in the new year. I hope everybody has a great holiday if you're celebrating, or perhaps are currently celebrating. Let's raid Dan, who is ranking games. It seems like a nightmare, but you know what? People love watching that stuff. So, Dan, Reichert. Yeah. Anyway, I'll see y'all later. Thanks to the mods. Thanks, friends. I can drive now. Goodbye.